Hello. I did not mean for it to be almost 10 minutes of no me on stream, but literally the moment I hit go live, my management started texting me, and they were like very like in the moment questions that were needed to be answered. So um, hi. It's part of the anticipation. Wow. But yeah, no, there's no audio when the stream's starting. I know it looks like there should be audio, but there isn't. There's no sound. There's never been sound on those. But yeah, hi. We're crafting. Oh, there's another text. Hold on. So anyways, hi. I was originally going to go live yesterday, and I didn't because I was like, I woke up, I was like, okay, all my work is done. Let me give myself a slow day, okay? Give myself, I'm allowed to relax, because this is the thing with me, with my anxiety. Oh, also, they're doing construction on the unit below me, but also above them, so it's also above me. So you might hear hammering, sawing, miscellaneous noise. Hermes is more upset about it than you will be, okay? But because we have a dynamic microphone, it picks up literally everything. So might hear something. Um, so you might hear the hammering as you just heard. It'll add to the vibe. There we go. I also dyed my roots today. I should have done this yesterday. Basically, I just needed a break yesterday. I was like, you know what? I'm a little fried. Let me just chill out. And it's like, I'm not fried because like I'm doing a ton right now. I'm fried because like, the world's on fire and run by a cabal of predators. So I gave myself a slow day yesterday, and I walked to Michael's to go and buy yarn because I'm teaching myself tapestry crochet, which let me go grab the thing I made last night. Sorry. Sorry. I know. I never talk when I'm texting. Um, yeah. Sorry. Hang on. Sorry. It's also a work day, so unfortunately, I do have to. Okay. Anyways, let me grab the thing I made last night. I already made one attempt. God, the hammering. This is what I made last night. It is a lizard. If you follow me on Instagram, you already saw it. Got my hair. I also dyed my hair today. So it's I air dried it. It looks pretty good. It feels a little stiff down here, but who knows. I did my whole head this time because it was faded previously. But we'll see. Anyways, this is my lizard. I didn't buy this yarn for the lizard. This is yarn I bought because I want to do a whale shark pattern I found on Pinterest. I've just been finding patterns on Pinterest, but this one looked smaller. I was like, this is a good starting point because I was like, let me see how I can do to build it up. It's not reversible. This is the back. But yeah, this is attempt number 1. It's pretty good. My tension is definitely off, but honestly, it's looking better than the current one I'm working on. So I did this in one night. And then now we're doing this. Okay, do you know what this is? Ignore. Is it this side? This side's all fucked up. I counted wrong. You know what I didn't do? So on this one, I did my chain, and then I did 1 row of just plain white because that's what the pattern called for. I should have just done another row of my base color, like with the chain. I should have just done that by itself. Because then I know the actual count. You know, I didn't miscount or anything like that. Over here, I miscounted, as you can see. And so it's a little messed up. I think I can fix this. At least I can like sew in I can weave it in so it looks like the proper color here. So it's not a big deal. But anyways, it's the space shuttle. I'll show you what I'm making. Here's my chart. This is how I'm doing it. Let me show you. I'm just doing this in Procreate, but this is what I'm doing. This is what I've done so far. So as you can see. I'm happy with it. Ignore the bottom portion. Fuck that. But, you know, an attempt has been made. So, yeah, that's what I'm working on. I should have done another layer, though, because that's what I did on this one. I think it helped with the counting. Because I usually don't count when I crochet. I just do a row, and then I'm like, okay, let me do all the rows. But this one's obviously much more precise. Hang on. Sorry. So, basically, this is the back so far. I also did trim. I cut this, obviously, for that lighter color because I'm not going to need it for a while. So I was like, rather than carry a 3rd ball of yarn up here, this is what I'm working with. Rather than carry a 3rd ball of yarn up here, I was like, I'm just going to trim that one, and we're going to call it a day. So, baking is one of those things where you actually have to follow the recipe. Your location can affect the outcome. I prefer using weight measurements versus cups. Here, it looks so soft and silky. Thank you. It's many a product. Sorry, I'm now talking to 2 people speciously. Thank you for subscribing, Nomad. Hold on. Sorry. Nomad, you won the Swell Grand Prix. Womp, 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 womp. Thank you for resubscribing. Too chaotic to bake. Yeah, it makes sense. My little dermatitis, thank you for following. My little dermatitis breakout is getting better, chat. The redness is a little crazy today, but it's way better. So I am hoping that it is, in fact, the stress, and just keeping it hydrated and clean, and a few no makeup days is helping. So that's why you see it in full force right now. But we'll see. Okay. Okay. So, while I was, not doom scrolling yesterday and making a lizard. Okay, should I just have my lizard here like he's chilling on my shoulder so you guys know what I'm doing? Well, you can't see me because I don't have a down facing camera. I'll hold up as much as I can, but obviously because I'm not flipping it back and forth, I'm also not very good at crocheting crocheting to the right. I usually crochet left because I'm right-handed. So this has actually been very interesting as a test for myself as well, because I'm not I just don't usually crochet back and forth. I flip back and forth typically is what I do. So this has been interesting for me to make myself kind of maintain that focus and work my hand more, which is probably good because there's a lot of studies about crochet and knitting, like the fiber arts, and what that does for your brain as far as pushing off dementia and what they are seeing with I think, is it dementia or Alzheimer's? I believe it's dementia. The repetitive motion of your brain doing things with two hands like this, the multiple motions is actually really good for your brain. Okay, now I need to do 8. Okay. So, I just did one extra chain stitch with the blue because now I have to do blue. And you guys are going to see Amanda can't text and type, but she's going to crochet and talk while she has to count. Yeah, I am. This one's pretty straightforward because I just have to line it up to this point, so I should be good. But while I was doing this, some things happened in Mexico, and we're not going to go spend too much time on this just because I have been told that there are people from the groups that are doing things in Mexico coming into chat to potentially find people. And I don't have any family in Mexico, but I don't know if you guys have family in Mexico. So we're treading lightly. We're being responsible. Okay. We're better safe than sorry. Okay. But I want to talk for a second about the amount of absolutely stupid, and I'm using the word stupid very clearly. Some travel influencers have the survival instinct of a fucking walnut. Okay. Some of them are just it's so one, okay, I don't give a shit if you have to cancel your vacation to Mexico. The world does not revolve around you. And people are fearing for their lives currently. Okay. So if you have to cancel your trip to Mexico, that's not a woe is you thing. So sorry. That's crazy. I don't want to see your video on TikTok. I was going to go, but I'm canceling it. I don't want to see it. I really don't. I really don't want to see it. I really don't want to see it. Because it's not about you. The world, if you have to find yourself commenting on a TikTok video of someone in Mexico, okay, being here is the reality of what's going on, that video, okay, and you have to comment, oh, I'm supposed to be vacationing this location. Can I still go? No. Cancel your trip. Cancel your flight. Pay the fee. I don't know what to tell you. There's certain things, the cartels don't give a shit about your vacation, okay? And frankly, I don't either right now. Because what the fuck do you mean? The amount of videos I've seen, or God, the travel creators that are there, okay? And some are being responsible and vigilant and doing what they can to safely share the situation, okay? And then there are some that I think if someone walked up to them and said, I'm going to kill you, they would still be like, wait, I'm on vacation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I saw this one video and I made a TikTok about this because I was so baffled. Like, I'm so hyper vigilant when I travel. I solo travel so often. I'm so hyper vigilant, okay? So to see this woman in Mexico, I believe she was Canadian, okay? To see her, one, fully not understanding that where she is in fact still in Mexico, even though it's not right in the city where like all of this is, I think, the most focused for like the activity of like the cars burning and things like that, okay? She thought that because she was, you know, somewhere else, not close, that she was fine. So she was shocked that she, you know, they went to the beach and then came back and saw people in tactical gear. Okay. And she's like making this video about, we're not quite sure what to do. You know, the hotel, the person in the lobby was like, where were you all day? Clearly concerned, okay, for the foreigner guest, okay, with everything going on. And she is now not only detailing where they are, where they were, seemingly what they're going to do next, but she is also filming in her accommodation's balcony. Now, I know what you're thinking, Amanda, lighting, sure, but do you need to film on the edge of the balcony, facing out, so everyone can see the building surrounding your fucking accommodations? Are you an actual idiot? I wouldn't do that even when there wasn't cartel activity happening, when they're looking for answers to who ordered the hit of their leader in a potential power vacuum that's about to happen, okay? What are we talking about? Why is everyone insane? Like, and she's not, the comment sections, thank God, were like, okay, you have the survival instinct of a fart and things like that. But I was just like, I was losing it because it was like, I don't know if we're gonna have to leave. Are you fucking, God, if you can leave, be thankful. Holy shit. What do you mean? We might have to cut our trip short. God, if you can get out of there, be thankful, because there's people that live there that are living this. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, previous years, I have really tried to be like, okay, can we talk about how that's dumb? Can we talk about the reality? No, you're an absolute idiot and self-absorbed. Like, I really don't know. Like, oh God. No, like the no self-preservation, no, like the filming on the balcony thing was driving me insane because I was like, I would never do that. I don't care if I get it if I'm like at a dinner and I'm like, oh, they have a cute balcony, let's take a photo. I'm posting that maybe the next morning, maybe when I'm home, you know? But I can't imagine, let me show you the exact location of my hotel room. I've done that on a cruise because there's the fucking ocean behind me. You don't know where I am. It's a cruise balcony, you know? But like, what are we doing? I was losing my fucking mind, you guys. I was like, Jesus. So I made a video being like, hi, be smarter, please. Let's see. Anyone mad at me for that one? No, we're chilling. Okay. No one's mad at me for that one. Sometimes you never know. But I'm just, you know, God, like, if you can be safe, please be safe. Like, everyone, there are people that are like, hey, we're staying inside, we're doing everything, like X, Y, and Z, you know? I honestly wouldn't even be posting right now, if you can. Like, I get wanting to be like, hey, here's the situation, but I would also be like, I would do one and then be done. Because also you are now, if they really want to, now I'm not trying to say that this, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know the inner workings of the cartel. I'm not going to sit here and do that, okay? But if they really wanted to go after someone that made an impact, a travel influencer who's American, okay, the person I'm speaking about in this instance was Canadian, but still, you know, if they really wanted to do that, they would. So stop posting because you're confirming you're still in the country. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus. You know? It was just, the whole thank God, the amount of people though. Should I cancel my trip? Like every single video of people being like, here's the reality. The people that live there are sharing these videos. And there's people in the comment sections. Am I still going to take my vacation in 2 weeks? Fucking no. What the fuck? Who knows what's going on? Who knows? Like, what are we talking about? God. Person complained that they couldn't get into a venue because the policy was no latecomers, and they kept saying, oh, I drove from Calgary to be here. Can you just let me in? Jeez. Sorry, hang on. My friend is traveling, not in Mexico, but I'm messaging her. God. So yeah, that's what I was, because I saw nothing, chat. I really was like, I was watching X-Files. I watched some YouTube videos of like some, let's go explore this location I found on Google Earth. You know, I went and watched those videos on YouTube. I made my little lizard. I walked to the store. I popped into a restaurant that I've never been into before, and I was like, can I get a soda? Okay. And I walked my little ass home. Okay. I was like doing so good. I was like, I'm not going to spike my cortisol. I'm gonna have a good day. And then I log on late last night to see these videos of like what's crazy is there's some people in the comment sections that are like, it's like 2 cars. And I'm like, I've seen at least 8 videos of like at least 25 different cars that are on fire. So like, I don't know what to believe. I'm obviously not there, but like, it's clearly a crazy situation. Okay. That is unfolding. And they're looking for answers. Okay. So let's be safe, be smart. Okay. And it was to then again, coming online and seeing that, and then seeing the top comments of every single one of these videos. Does this mean I should cancel my trip? Yes. My God. God. Like, just absolutely, like, it's really hard, because I'm like, how do I share a planet with these people? Life be lifing. You know, and it's fine. It happens. Like, that's the nature of, like, logging on and logging off in these times. But I was like, God. What is happening? Okay. But I should have known. Like, I was like, oh my God. Like, I'm trying to find more videos so that I'm informed about what's going on, you know? And just... Why is Dropout on the Rookie? Why is Game Changer on the Rookie? Sorry, I pulled up Twitter to see if I could find anything else about what's going on in Mexico. And instead I found images from the set of The Rookie showing that they're doing an episode with Game Changer. What do you mean? There are armed men in the support in Jalisco. Cancel the flight, babe. What the fuck? People are insane. No, and it's like, there are times, like, I've been in, I did a cruise in 2022, okay? And, like, it's not that I didn't know what the situation was. I'd spoken to multiple people that were like, you're probably fine. But basically, it wasn't until I was on this cruise. It was a river cruise. It was the Gone Girl cruise I went on. And that went down the Danube. Danube goes through Ukraine, or is touching Ukraine, okay? And so our cruise that, like, was at, like, maybe half capacity. And I was like, I thought it was because originally of the Gone Girl thing, which I think it was partially that. The price was a little crazy for, like, the situation. But, like, the marketing versus, it's like, you know, we're on a cruise that goes through Ukraine. And, like, there were no issues. But, like, I don't know. You know, like, it was like, that was not an unfolding situation. That was 2022. But I don't know. I realized, and that was like older people that were like, yeah, I'm not gonna. The there's a Danube in Ukraine. We're not touching that one, okay? And then you have people on TikTok that are like, should I cancel my trip? Yes. What are we talking about? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. God, I hear the knocks of them digging things. Okay, hang on, let's see. But yeah, I don't know. The Olympics is done for the Standard Olympics. The Paralympics starts March. Which day is the Olympics start? Paralympics. Starting which date? What day? Why are we not of a day? Wait, here we go. Home. Give me a date. Give me it. Why is there no date? I heard March, but that doesn't sound right now. I think we're following. Let's see. See dates. Thank you. Okay. March 6th. Okay. Opening ceremony is March 6th. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. Perfect. And then I need 4 white. Huzzah. What's up for today? We're just yapping while I crochet. I was talking about a little bit about the situation in Mexico because people are being insane on TikTok and being like, but my vacation. And I'm like, are you stupid? So that's where we're at with that. But yeah, that's, just what we were talking about for a little bit. And then, yeah. Yeah. I did a TikTok because I saw a travel creator that was seemingly not understanding like the reality of the situation that she was in. And was just like, yeah, we were fine. Even though like the hotel that she's staying at is like, where were you all day? Like freaking out. Because she was like, yeah, I didn't think it would affect us this far over. I don't even know like the distance of where she was at, but evidently it is, and it's just insane. So, I was yelling at her for a minute because my goodness. Okay, we did our 4, and now back to blue for 3. There we go. 1. So, just the state of things. People are mad at the U.S. men's hockey team because a video came out, and some people think it was one of the guys that filmed this and released it, but now other players have apparently released their own videos of this situation. So Kash Patel was partying with them, which, side note, have we ever had a FBI director that was this much of like a like trying to be a celebrity. Like I know Kash Patel is obviously not like, you know, he's a fucking podcast or whatever the fuck. But I've never seen this much of an FBI director before outside of case coverage, you know? Like there's, you know, the Epstein files right now. How about how about you do something about that, dude, you know? But alas, instead of, you know, partying with Olympians, but alas, taxpayer dollars at work, apparently. And so there was that. But then there's also, Trump called them to like invite them to the State of the Union address, which, dear God. And they're all, you know, kikiing and ha-haing and yeah, it would be great. And then Trump goes, you know, I guess I'm going to have to invite the women's team as well. The women who had a better scoring average than the men. And won earlier. The women's team has declined because they've, you know, respectfully declined, which is, you know, the best case scenario in these instances. For previous, they cited like academic and other, you know, things for why they can't go. And it's just, you know, but when he made the joke being like, I guess I gotta invite the women too, the guys all laughed, and that's really upset some people. Oh, that's not right. Because of course it did, you know, because it's like, okay, haha, hee hee, yeah, the women, women, you know. And it's just, you know, this is why I don't put any fucking man on a pedestal, you know, I just don't, especially athletes. They're all capable of being fucking men and disappointing me. So it's like, absolutely fucking whatever, you know. And even if any of them were like, oh, I was just going along with it in the moment, it actually made me uncomfortable, I'm not a Trump supporter. You didn't do it in the problem is that you went along with it in the moment, you know, like the problem is that you laughed at the joke. Like that's the whole point. It's like, yeah, you wouldn't stand up for your fellow athletes who you have, you know, been around this whole Olympics games, the ones who some of you have attended their games or done collaborations with and things like that. And yeah, forget sticking up for them because they're also super talented fucking athletes who have a better winning record than you do when it comes to the Olympics. But alas, no, not in the moment. We don't say anything in the moment because, you know, we're with our boys. Jesus. Not to mention the women's hockey has routinely been kicked. Yeah, dude, we as if I was on the team. The women's hockey team put belt to ass. 2 goals got in. That's it. That's fucking insane. You know? Like, that's crazy. We had multiple games where no shots were gotten on us. That's crazy. With how much you supported them, you were on the team. Thank you. You know? They can come to my house. Fuck the White House. They can come to my house. I'll probably cater better food than whatever Trump would do, frankly. Because he loves just bringing everyone McDonald's. I'm just, you know. The season is back, and I didn't realize that women's para hockey was not part of the Winter Paralympics because there's not enough countries to compete. They don't have enough countries that do it. I think there needs to be 3 more countries to compete for them to have enough teams to do a proper like Paralympic tournament. But that's a bummer because that it would have been really cool to see. I don't think I've ever seen a Paralympian game for hockey, so I think that would have been really cool. I saw some of the U.S. teams talking about, yeah, we're not going to the Olympics, you know, the Paralympics. But hopefully going forward, especially with like the booms, I don't know, maybe with the hockey boom, maybe we'll see more. Thank you, Thunderhold. You won the Swell Grand Prix. Thank you for subscribing. I think there's only 5 sports they're doing because there's not enough competitors. Yeah, so for the Olympic Games, for hockey specifically, there's not enough teams, is what I was told. I don't know about the others, but there's, I mean, obviously several competitors, that are. I think there's 4 or 5 sports. Let's say it's the time he invited the basketball team, and the first thing he did is going to be McDonald's. Yeah. So, the state of things, and it's like, thank God, Kash Patel was there though with the men. Thank God, it's not like there's like a cabal of predators like running the country that those files, further exposed. Like, God forbid he'd be finding, Nancy Guthrie, or, God forbid no, but thank God he's drinking beers with the men's Olympic hockey team, Thank God. I feel safer, knowing that Kash Patel is like the head of our FBI. I feel protected as a woman. I really do. Jesus. We don't deserve the fucking LA Olympics. We really don't. On one hand, I'm like, there's a lot of speculation because like the Olympics can do good and bad things for the countries that they are in. A lot of countries do not want to host the Olympics, or it does do bad things to the cities that they are hosted in. I don't know what it would do to LA. Our traffic will be horrible. That's understandable. But I think that especially with how spread out some of the locations are, I think there's a lot of family businesses and independent businesses that could see a lot of good foot traffic from the Olympics. But also apparently we're super behind on building and things like that, like prep-wise. Casey Wasserman, who some of you may have heard that name because Chappell Roan, he runs a talent management, an agency. Chappell Roan left his management. Laufey did. Baby No Money did. A lot of people are now leaving because he was apparently, among other things, chit-chatting up Ghislaine Maxwell in the files, including trying to book a massage, and at the very least was cozying up to this woman, and probably knew about other things. Okay, so he is the head of the LA Olympic Committee for 2028. Many people, including the mayor, Karen Bass, who lots of up and down there. There is someone running against her for re-election and all of that, but she has called for him to step down. LA 28 put out a statement saying that he is still going to be the head, which is idiotic. So there's a lot of people that are calling for him to step down. There are some people being like, we think he's going to be a good job. Either way, you need to walk away. He's trying to sell his management company to try and not burn it further, it sounds like. I don't want him making money from that. I got really pissed off at my dad yesterday because I was like, yeah, hey, when is the guy you voted for, okay, gonna start arresting people from the Epstein files since you seem to think that people are gonna be arrested, okay? And he was like, oh, what about the article of the 12 people that stepped down already? I'm like, Father, stepping down? You think that's justice? Are you fucking kidding me? I don't want stepping down so they can go spend the millions they've already made from these jobs. No, so they can live in luxury privately. Go fuck yourself. Actually, I want people drawn and quartered. I want people paraded through the town square while we pelt them with fucking tomatoes for touching children, okay? That's what I fucking want. A stepping down? That's not... Your administration that you voted for is going to take credit for that? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, we got them to step down. How about, hey, we hung them by their ankles, okay? How about that? Jesus fucking Christ, Yeah, that idea is like the Nazis are trying to South America. Exactly. I'm like, go fuck yourself. Yeah, I'm gonna sell my management company, my agency, and then I'm gonna go run the LA Olympics. So my name can be on the letterhead of everything, being like, "Thank you so much for coming to the LA Olympics." Go fuck yourself. Actually, go fuck yourself. Like, I actually want people like punished. I want banishment. I want capital punishment for these fucking people, you know? Jesus. The system's gonna fall. Good. Why is the system propped up by pedophiles? What are we talking about? God. Anyways, this is why I needed an offline day, because things like this make me want to have a heart attack. My blood is literally pumping. I need to calm the fuck down. I'm gonna have a panic attack. I'm gonna crochet this line, and we're gonna change the topic. Oh, Manon. Manon is part of Cat's Eye. And I think I've talked about Cat's Eye a few times. Oh no, we talked about this the other day, I think. She was put on a hiatus by Hybe. They are claiming that they tried to make it sound like she was doing it herself, to like have like a break for her health. She has made a statement privately being like, "Oh no, this was not my decision. I am healthy. Some things are outside of my control." So basically, it's, you know, further proof that this was not her decision. And I talked about this 2 days ago about how for Black History Month, this is not a good look to remove your only Black member of your girl group. And she now, it's interesting because there's quite a lot of celebrities that either she is following back on Instagram and social media, or they are following her now for this. JC, you won the Swell Grand Prix. Thank you for subscribing with a Prime boost. It's going to be the Criterion Collection is getting a physical release. I did see that. I'm very excited. I will be buying it. Thank you for following Allison Slays. Thank you. One of my rats turns 2 on Friday, and my other rat turns 2 next Wednesday. Very nice. Happy birthday to them. I was coming to the idea that I was against capital punishment, but the files has reignited my passion for medieval torture executions. Yeah, Criterion. Yeah, the Criterion Collection is doing a K-pop Demon Hunters release, which is very cool, because that means that I think we're getting a Blu-ray release as well, because I think that would be Blu-ray. But that could be cool because that should be like extended details, you know, the concept art, which obviously the team has already released so much of that publicly. But that would be really cool to have. And a physical release of a movie that was put out on streaming, especially in the current era of the streaming wars, I think that would be... Allison, what are you talking about? I'm not going to repeat those words because that seems like one of those, like a Steam game. Is anyone playing that? We're not playing that right now. We're crocheting and talking. I need to do another 8 because I did another row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. We're doing good. See, once I get like a few rows down, this is now I got to go backwards. See, like it doesn't, it's just wonky. Like I'm not used to working with my left hand like this. There we go. Stream what, Allison? Because you are watching the stream right now. Will the women have had since the last men's gold? The women's team has 5 medals, gold and silver combined, since the men's team last won a medal in the prior year. Allison, how old are you? Because your profile picture looks like a child. So how old are you? Nice, can't crochet for my life. An attempt is made. I'm teaching myself right now tapestry crochet because there's a sweater pattern that I saw that I want to make, and I can't do it if I can't tapestry crochet. So I was like, let me try this. But also, this is just kind of fun because I like to make pictures versus like, you know, making a scarf that I've done 9,000 times. So, did I do this wrong? I think I did. Hold on. Did I? That. There we go. Okay. I did do it wrong. Is now in a baby Keem video. Is she? I did not see. She's been in videos before, has she not? Because she's been, I know her and her sister both do music, obviously. Have you ever done granny squares? No. I'm not good at crocheting in the round, which I also feel like there was a good deal. I got a good like 10 skeins of yarn, like in different colors and sizes and things, for like $60. Because Michaels had their, I don't know if all Michaels are having a yarn sale or if my Michaels ordered too much yarn, but we have off and on had the buy one, get one 50% off deal on yarn for off and on for quite a while. Turn into Eldritch Horrors and eat all men because that would satisfy the feminine rage within me. It's honestly how it feels like, and I'm gonna just spontaneously grow antlers and turn into a gigantic horrifying beast with the anger. It's like, have you seen that video, that post where it's like, when you become aware, when you become like socially aware and you realize how misogyny slips into like every element of like modern discussions in life, you know? And it's like, yes, I'm the too woke friend. It's like, no. I just see, I have pattern recognition. Leaning in to try and take over for Joann's. Mine doesn't have any fabric. I know there's talk of them getting fabric. I don't like going to Hobby Lobby, so I haven't bought fabric since Joann shut down, obviously. I do want to go. Obviously, we have a lot of fabric spots in downtown LA, but it's like, it's not that I avoid downtown LA. I'm really annoying with parking, and so I don't go to downtown LA unless I absolutely have to for something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to plug in my tablet. I love that imagery. With angry bees. Yes, we are all filled with angry bees. It's the only thing that makes sense. You know, every time someone now is like, you know, you need to date, I'm like, you're fucking joking, right? Like, what are you talking about? I don't want to date. Even women right now. I just don't want to. I don't trust people right now. I don't trust it. I'm like, ooh, icky. I don't want to date, like, at all. Yeah, a lot of their items have lead in it, and I just saw a video from, I had never seen his channel before, but he does retail archaeology, I think he called it, is the channel name, I think. But he did a video where he like went to Hobby Lobby and did like a breakdown of some of their stuff that they've been accused of and some of their like processes, and he just showed the amount of AI art that they now have for sale at Hobby Lobby is absurd, like truly absurd. And I have not been to Hobby Lobby in so long. The only Hobby Lobby, there's like one not too far from me. I haven't been. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, perfect. This is 8. But But it's just, it's like 4. Between that and then between the I don't know, I'll kind of never forget about the artifacts that they like were trying, the Iraqi artifacts that they were trying to like buy or steal or whatever. Like, that was weird. That's crazy. So it's a homophobic corner. I'm so sorry. That's actually really funny. W streak, I guess? Yeah. Okay, did that potential child leave? I'm gonna pull up her page. Hold on. Okay, is this an actual game? Even her page mentions this game that she was trying to get me to say. I don't want to say it because it does sound like it's one of those things. I don't think it's a real game. I've seen people play it. Is it? Okay, hang on. Is she a child? An online co-op game about breaking into houses and causing havoc as a tiny gnome. Okay. Why was she so determined to get me to play it? They also think barcodes are demons. Yeah, I thought that was funny. It's kind of like repo. Okay. I don't... How do I... Yeah, at the very least, it's a picture of a child, if not a child. And then her page, the about just says Allison streams Berglund Gnomes. She wanted to stream it. Why? I'm so confused. Was she trying to self-promote? She's not live. There's no videos on here. I just don't allow children to follow me. So, like, I will block her if she is a child. That's the thing. I just have to. That's my responsibility as the adult. She was asking how she could stream herself playing it, but I don't know. It was weird. I think she wanted help going live. Okay, I'm extremely confused. Is she in other people's chats? Again, that's fine, but if she's a child, I know. Okay. What's happening? Oh, we had someone in chat that was like talking about Berglund Gnomes a second ago. Let me see, where'd she... Oh, I see. How do I stream because I want to stream Berglund Gnomes? Okay, I see. It's a Steam game. No, I want to know how to stream. Okay, now that makes more sense. In this context, I think because we were talking about the streaming wars, and so I was getting confused because I thought she was talking about streaming for Netflix, because we were talking about Netflix. How do I stream because I want to stream Berglund Gnomes? Okay. And then I asked if she was a child and she left. I'm assuming that's when she left. She looks to be a child, which is why, like, I don't want to block her to be me, like, and have her be like, oh my God, I'm in trouble. I don't want it to be like that, but I'm also like, I don't allow children to follow me. I was confused. I was confused too. Scooter's just playing Halo. After you asked that. Well, because like the formatting of her messages, I was like, is she a bot or is she like sorry, the name Burgling Gnomes does sound like something that someone would say in chat to like re-edit with AI to make you say a slur. Like it does sound like a weird thing, okay? And I'd never heard of it. So I was like, I'm not going to repeat what you're saying. I'm not going to read that. I feel like I'm being set up. I'm very risk adverse, chat. You guys know this. You know? So that's what I thought was happening. Okay. 4, 1, 2. I'm just trying to crochet. I don't want to be anxious. Also, I'm so sorry. Did she hear me talking about the Epstein stuff? This is why I don't let children watch me. Because that makes me uncomfortable. Because I think she's a child. Usually it's not a problem. Okay, I'm going to change the classification. We're going to be 18. We're going to go. Can I set it to 18 from here? I should be able to. Let's see. Where's the setting? No? Can I not do it on here? Yeah, it's not gonna let me do it while we're live, it looks like. Wait, no. Is there not a way for me to do it? Audience? Yeah, it's not letting me change it. Okay. It's not letting me do it while I'm live, chat. I can change the classifications, but that's just where the stream is put. It's not the rating. Bye, Bamber. I've been on a stream where there was a child who was not even allowed to have a Twitch account. They were like 9 and we immediately blocked and reported them. I'm not going to report her, but I will block her just because I don't want... Because she followed me and was in chat, so... Alright, I banned her. I'm pretty sure there's a button you have to press honor system style, but I don't know for sure. Yeah. Unless you're in the UK, then you have to hand over your ID on Twitch. I'm willing to do that. Yeah, I hear you. All right. I can't even do it while I'm live already, so... All right. I've banned her. I feel better. Like, I don't want to, but also No. Also, I don't... Is she going into people's chats and asking, you know, how to stream? Did she just pick me randomly? I guess. She followed 12 minutes ago. So... Are those all of her messages? Let me see. Yeah, her first... She kept asking, how do I stream? And I think I saw the first one and I was like, what? And because we were talking about... Yeah, she just kept asking, how do I stream? Which is why I thought she was a bot. Because she kept repeating burgling gnomes. And I was like, what are you talking about? Who are we talking about? Oh, someone came into chat who we're fairly certain was a child, so I just banned them. I mean, I guess it's a good thing we changed the topic because I was also going to talk about how if you're still posting your kids on the internet with everything going on right now, you shouldn't be doing that. She saw a female stranger and decided you would be someone who could help her. I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. I don't mind that. I don't mind answering questions like that. But that's a child. And stream that she clearly looked very young, you know. She looks like she could be 8, you know. Like, this is a very young child in this photo. And her eyes are closed too. So like that's the, you know. I don't even think it was a bot because it was a very like it did seem like even the profile, like her site, her about is literally like I want to stream gambling gnomes or burgling gnomes. Yeah, it seemed very bot coded, which is why like also you guys we have a lot of bots coming to chat. I'm a woman with a smaller stream number. We get random bots coming in regularly. So no, that's not her name. Kapoor. Hi, Kapoor. Gambling gnome. The name burgling gnomes, does that not sound like one of those like gotcha phrases that I was like, I literally was reading it and I was like, I can't read this message aloud. This sounds like bait. I don't know every stream. You guys, I barely game. Okay, I need to do exactly 1 blue, and then I need to do the rest white. Boop. God, going to the right is so difficult. No, I looked it up. It's a real game. I get that it's a real game, but that also doesn't... I think that further proves that this was a real child. Either way, I did the right thing. I banned her. I feel like I did the right thing. If you come into chat and I believe you to be a child, I will ban you. I am not your babysitter, respectfully. Kids are funny in that sense. Their thoughts logic is to ask someone how to do something versus trying to look up how to do said thing. I mean, I admire her ability to come in and ask a question because I couldn't do that. I would have just done it I would have sorted it out myself. But I'm assuming she's probably not allowed to be streaming, which is why she's coming online to ask a random woman streamer how to stream, you know? No, Kapoor, I thought you were doing a bit. I still think you're doing a bit. Her grammar was good. It was not. Let me see. Let me check her messages. Her grammar wasn't good. She was repeating herself. No. Yeah, see, how do I stream because I want to stream burgling gnomes? How do I stream? How do I stream because I want to stream burgling gnomes? How do I stream because I want to stream burgling gnomes? It's a Steam game. No, I want to know how to stream. And then I asked, hey, are you a child? That's it. She could spell. These are basic. These are not difficult words, respectfully, chat. I'm dyslexic. Like, these are not difficult words. How to ask a question. Yeah. The photo on her account was an 8-year-old, if not younger, okay? Clearly a child. And if it was a bot that was using the photo of a child, don't like that either, okay? Either way, banned. All the child I see online are meant to society. Yeah, she could have come into chat and started saying slurs. So you know what? Good on her. I commend her ability to come in and ask a random stranger a question. But also no. You know, if it was a cousin, if it was my friend's kids, you know, if it was something like that, that'd be one thing. But even then, you know, I'd be like, should you be on? I don't think you should be on Twitch, you know. Talking to your parents about you having an iPad to begin with, you know. She looks 12. No worries. I think it's a bot or someone trolling, but still the profile pic is bad vibes. That is a young child. Yeah. So, alas, it is handled. It is done. All right. How many of these do I need now? I'm crocheting, or trying to. It's hard to crochet and talk. I was able to crank this out in like 2 hours last night. But see, I get tunnel vision when that's why I was like, I needed to do this and go live, because I was doing this like while I was sitting down earlier, and I was like, I won't get anything else done if I don't go live while I do this, because I get tunnel vision when I'm crafting and I'm like really into a craft. Like if I had dinner plans tonight, I would cancel them so I could work on this. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd be like, I can't. I gotta crochet the space shuttle. They need me. Okay? Like it's a space shuttle. This one is also one that I feel like I could turn into a sweater if I wanted to. Like I could add this as the front panel on a sweater, but I don't know how to crochet a sweater. So maybe that's the next thing I teach myself. 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, and then I think it's one more 1. Yeah. All right, and then, oops. See, I gotta make sure I don't pull this too tight, because see how it's right here? And make sure I don't pull it too tight, because then it's gonna like warp. We don't want that. Oops. Okay. Good job. I taught myself when I was a kid. I can't remember, I can't remember if I learned from YouTube videos, because I was really young. Did I get a book? I think I got a book. Back when Michaels still had like books that you would learn from. I think I just got myself a crochet book, and then I learned. Knitting, I taught myself. I just like, God, did I watch videos? Or did I just like figure it out because I had seen, I don't remember. I was like 11. I was always a very creative kid. I had like a sewing machine from the time I was young and stuff. But my first pair of knitting needles, I learned knitting first. And my first pair of knitting needles was just a pair of chopsticks, like decorative hair chopsticks, and I used those. It didn't work quite right because obviously they get thicker, but I was like, this kind of works. And then I got real knitting needles. And then for crocheting, I did finger crocheting first, and that's where I learned that in school. my after school program. That's where you just like do it on the back of your hand, and then you can make like a really skinny like scarf. Did that a lot. What else? I think that was first, and then maybe third or fourth grade I like started learning crochet. I've never been particularly good at it. It's just like a thing that I pick up and put down, you know. Okay, let's see. This is the full, this is what I have done. And then this is the full image. I found it on Pinterest. So I just mark as I go. So I have to remark up this sheet as I need to do 4 of these. Yes. 1. So, but yeah. I don't think she was in chat that long, so I'm hoping she didn't hear. Because we pivoted and we immediately started talking about K-pop Demon Hunters. We've been talking about that for a second, which is why when she came in, I think we're good. I don't think she heard me. It's probably okay if she did hear me, bot or not bot, but I feel better if it's not a real child and also she didn't hear me talking about Epstein and how things are run by a cabal of predators. Boop. All right. Bloop. We're blooping. Bloop, 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 bloop. That is a predator. He's not a predator. We're blooping. Bloop, 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 bloop. Sorry. Stuck in my head. Take a deep breath. Everything is fine. That's what my brain immediately jumped to. We're blooping. Oh gosh, let's see. Do we need more animal videos? No, that like turbo banned that video. Da, 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 da. Amber Glenn opening Magic the Gathering booster packs on the Olympic Games closing ceremony. I'm dead. Ooh. Peter Mendelsohn is arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. This is also, I believe, Epstein related. Let's see. Paste. Commissioner for Trade. Arrested amid Epstein probe. The former UK ambassador to the US, Peter Mendelsohn. Oh, the ambassador to the US. Yeah. Was arrested Monday on suspicion of misconduct in public office, according to London's Metropolitan Police. Mendelsohn, a veteran Labour Party politician, has been accused of passing market-sensitive information to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein when he was business secretary in the UK government. Metropolitan Police spokesperson said officers have arrested a 72-year-old man on suspicion of misconduct in public office. He arrested at an address, search warrants at 2 addresses in the Wiltshire and Camden areas. The revelations of the last tranche of Epstein files led to Mendelsohn's resignation from the Labour Party earlier this month, having quit the House of Lords, the upper chamber of Britain's parliament, the same week. The former politician was fired from his ambassador role in September by British Prime Minister Starmer following a previous release of Epstein files, which showed that he had called the financier my best pal in a handwritten note for his 50th birthday. The unfolding Mendelsohn scandal threatened to topple Starmer's premiership, with the bitter fallout leading to the resignations of key advisors and growing calls from senior Labour Party figures for the British Prime Minister to step down. No, I hear you. I mean, if you knew Epstein in any capacity, you at the very least knew about the kid stuff. So it is related to the kid stuff. You know, like, if you were buddy-buddy with Epstein, whether you touched a child or not, you definitely knew about the child touching. Or at the very least, that there was a copious amount of underage people around at many a thing, okay? And you made the choice to not expose that, you know? So, like, you were, again, as that one person from Ford yelled at Trump, pedophile protector, okay? The end. If you have dinner with Nazis, you're a Nazi. It's the same shit. So just because there's not a photo with a teenage girl on his lap, it doesn't matter. Oh wait, Netherlands got a new prime minister and he's openly gay? Is that a win? Do we like him? I admit I've never heard of this man other than right now. He's also their youngest leader in the country's history. He's 38. Da, 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 da. Oh, wait, I heard about him? Yes. I hope it's a good thing. Yeah. Because of the Epstein parties? No, I think Trump uses diapers because he's an old fuck. And he has poor bowel control, like unfortunately happens for a lot of old people. Not to say that it doesn't happen, that it's not related to that, but I think it's probably more likely that he's an old man. You have a clear conscience when you know these people. They weren't even acquaintances, they were business political friends. No, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. What did you send? Okay, yeah, I'm not posting that. I'm denying your message, Kapoor. Let's see. 4, 8. I'm watching the State of the Union because it'll make him mad if his ratings are bad. I tried watching the last one he did, and it was, you know, upsetting. So. Were we live for his last State of the Union? I think we were. And then I think we pivoted because we were like, this fucking psycho. What time is the State of the Union? Okay, well, according to Politico, capital agenda, Trump's State of the Union, clouded by chaos. Oh no, it's tomorrow. Oh, I didn't realize that the snowstorm, the snowstorm is affecting the House votes on aviation safety legislation. And they're already saying attendance could be thin because a lot of people are having trouble getting back to Washington because of the storm. You guys, I didn't sit there and like read all of the files because I'll walk into traffic. Okay? I have seen things. I have not seen everything because I will walk into traffic. Okay? Wasn't that bad. Most of the snow on the roads had all melted by the afternoon. That's good. I should check on my brother because he's in Boston. He was good yesterday when I talked to him. Captain, they were following. Captain, that's a recently created account you have there. Thank you, Bella, for following. I know someone, Cap Cop, they're getting hammered by the snow. Gotcha. Let's see. I felt bad because he had like his birthday and then like the next day the storm hit. Let's see. Let's see. Cape, yeah. Hi, Captain. Yeah, no, I check everyone's name because we just had someone that was probably definitely a child, if not a bot, come into chat. So I had to ban them, which is why I checked your name. So yeah. Can you send some snow over to Seattle? We want some. Dude, be careful. Anyways, gotta finish this row. Let's see. Cause what else was My account can vote, it's so old. 2008? Jeez, Mikey. God. let's see. 69 viewers, ka-chow. Okay. Oh, Flava Flav. Flava Flav says he'll host the women's hockey team in Vegas. See, Flava Flav really regularly has like really showed up for like women's athletes and stuff, which is really cool. Like it's now what, 3, 4 Olympics he has done. He has like handled travel and stuff for athletes to get to the Olympics. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 08s can vote. My knees. Jeez. Okay, I have now finished what I have mapped out, so now I have to map out more. I know this is super riveting content, chat, but this is what we've got today. So I do the direction I'm crocheting in, and then I count the squares. And I mark it. And we'll do a couple of rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 6, 7. God, the knocking's gonna drive me insane. Okay. I refuse to let things make me feel old, frankly, at this point in my life. Eight. Why are you on my roof? I hear them walking. See, I just feel like if you're gonna tell, like, hey guys, there's gonna be construction, cool. I think you have to tell me what it is. Like, did the previous tenants like really fuck up the unit? Or like, are you like, because they're not walking on the roof because they're ripping out the carpet. You know, like, what are you doing? They're doing construction next door. It's like the unit below me, but I think the only access port for what they're trying to get at, they have to be on top of us because I'm on the top. So it's just irritating, and it's fine. It's not the end of the world. It's just like, you know, hello. All right, I'll just mark this amount. Now I need my green. I also think it's helpful to use different colors for different colors if you're doing the iPad method. This is so many. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Is that 23? We're going to go ahead with yes, and we're going to call it a day. Okay. Probably should go the right direction. 23. There we go. Then the same direction. 23. I was like walking on your roof. Yeah. Being on my roof, the people being my dad, and because I'm scared he's gonna fall off the roof. True. It would be really bad if they fell off the roof on this side because we've got concrete below us. That'd be really, really bad. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. All right, 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19. Then this should be 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And that's 17 as well. And this will be 15. Perfect. Okay, I'm good for there. Huzzah. All right, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real fast, chat. We'll be back. One moment. Huzzah, I'm back. Also, I got a snack. Because I was like, I'm hungry. I had leftovers for lunch. I made soup last night. And it was good. But I'm like, I'm still hungry. But it's too early for dinner. You know? And I'm probably just going to make pasta for dinner. Also, I do like these. I remember, you guys remember when I got these? These are the Built Puff ones. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like these. I like them a lot. They're kind of candy. I feel like they're probably not healthy. Like, it does feel like almost like a Three Musketeers bar without the, with like just the, there's 140 calories. How much sugar is in this? 6 grams of sugar. 17 grams of protein. It's probably not healthy, but it's good. They're very soft. The coconut one, it depends, because if my stomach is wonky, it doesn't like it. But I usually don't like coconut. It's not that bad. But my stomach is so annoying lately. Probably because I'm getting old. Mm. 2.5 grams of fat. I really don't give it. I don't track fat. I don't. Because fat is like, sugar's like the thing you got to be aware of. Healthy fats are good for you. That's how you like look. That's like good for your, not that this is healthy fat, but like you get my point. I don't track fats. I track sugar. Like I keep on top of sugar. Just to be semi-healthy. Oh, you guys. So I haven't bought bread in a minute because I don't want to buy any more groceries this month. Okay. We're so close. Okay. Hermes. Like, if you see like a 40-year-old woman that looks like she's 28, okay? Like she looks my age. It's probably because she has like healthy fats in her life. I'm not even kidding. Like it helps maintain like you looking healthy, you know? But I, at Costco, okay? Hermes, why are we digging at the couch? I love you. There's like, they have like these sacks of pancake mix, okay? And it's a really good deal for pancake mix. I think it's like $20 for like a pack of pancake mix that will last you a year and a half, you know. If you have a family, you'll go through it faster. But for me, it lasts me a really long time. So I bought a pack, a new one, God, 8-9 months ago. Okay, and I finally finished it, okay? And as I was closing in on the end of it, I was like, on my next Costco run, I should look at more pancake mix. And they had a deal on the Kodak protein pancake mix. And I was like, I'll try this. I tried it for the first time today. You guys, it's not horrible. Like, I can eat it. But, like, it is missing the fun part of pancakes, which is copious amounts of sugar, you know? Like, it's missing the fluffiness, you know? It's missing the joy, okay, that comes with pancakes. It's like whole grain, whole wheat, protein pancakes, okay? And once again, I'm reminded that not everything needs to have protein in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is sad. So I'm going to finish the box because I have it. And I don't want to waste food, obviously. And I don't want to buy more pancake mix. But I'm not happy about it. Okay? And I will be bathing it in syrup every morning. Hermes. These are good. I like, that's why I'm like, this is probably unhealthy because it tastes like a candy bar. You know? I don't like a nut, like a crunch in my protein bars. I'm very picky. What was it I've tried? I've tried the protein pancakes. Those are fine. Certain protein cookies are pretty good. But like, I don't know. I'd rather just eat a hunk of meat. You know, I'm fortunate. I'm not allergic to any foods. I'm not, well, we don't know. My stomach is annoying, and lately, like, random flare ups happen where, like, I just get, like, pain. Not like nausea, like pain. Um, which is weird. And probably an ulcer, and I should probably go to the doctors, but who knows? Um, but, like, I can drink milk, I can eat whatever I want. And so I'd rather just eat a hunk of chicken, Like, I'd rather just eat the protein itself. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just. Oh god, I have to run tomorrow. Fuck. uh, I didn't run at all last week, and that's not good. Because I need to be consistent. And I wasn't. So tomorrow, because I'm not working out, my new schedule for my workouts with my trainer is Monday, Wednesday, Friday instead of my Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday that I've been on for like the last 3 years. Trying this new schedule, which means I'm trying to make myself either go ice skating or run on those off days, which is annoying. But I have a goal of doing one 5K a quarter, which I need to figure one out because I'm probably going to be out of town most of March. No, the end of March I'm leaving. Could I do one early, like kind of in the middle of March? The one I was originally looking at was one in Long Beach, and that's at the end of the month. I will now no longer be in town for that. I gotta look for one. God damn it. How dare past me have goals for myself and want to live a long life? How dare I want to do a lot of things and therefore I need to live a long time. Therefore I need heart health. Therefore I need to get my blood pumping so I can live a long time and do things. And Measle Weasel, I'm going to Japan, and respectfully, I don't want to try and figure out the running a 5K in a foreign country. That does sound like my personal hell. Not that running in Japan is probably lovely, okay? But figuring out a 5K while in Japan does sound like a nightmare. Me barely speaking the language, not nearly fluent at all, trying to figure out anything. You do the 5K in Japan. Yeah, maybe. No, actually, on the trains in Japan, they warn you. There are signs in English on some of the trains in Japan warning about the dangers of medical bills, and how they can add up for foreigners. Probably because they have people that like go to the hospital thinking it'll be cheap, and then they can rack up, a few $1,000s US worth of medical debt. That's at least what I saw when I was there in 2024. Let's see. Yeah, Japan is not the country to get sick. Yeah. I wouldn't know about getting sick there, but I just saw a video. There is an influencer that I saw that is there right now, and she was like, I haven't gone to the bathroom the entire time we've been here. Let's go get this drink. And she like got one of those like laxative drinks and drank it in public and not in the comfort of her hotel. I was like, girl. Brave, 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 brave. That's crazy. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Perfect. Now I need to do 7 blue. I'll do why. Because sometimes when you're traveling, this happens a lot. This is not an affliction I have, but for some people, if their bodies just aren't used to it, so it messes with your functions. Some people are like that, and it's not healthy, obviously. So the answer is you got to find sometimes a high fiber meal can help. Sometimes upping. It could also be a dehydration thing that happens sometimes. It could be some people I know get it after every single long flight they do. Yeah, it could be a bunch of different things. Was it the Coke with added fiber? I don't know what it was. It was it looked like a blue or pink drink, I think. She literally made a video about how this whole thing was to go get this drink. She went to this 7-Eleven to go get it. So I don't know. I was just like, I almost commented drinking this in public is crazy. But apparently a lot of tourists recommend it if you are having trouble. So. Honestly, I never have an issue, but I eat at home a lot. I eat really regularly. I never have an issue in that department. I drink water a lot, I think staying hydrated is a big thing. And yeah, just trying to be as normal in your behavior as possible. But everyone's body is different, and unfortunately that's not something that sometimes you can prepare for. Spots to hit. Yeah, me and Sparkly did a stream. I mean, not a stream, a call where we planned a bunch of stuff. I'm doing a ghost tour. I'm very excited. I am freaked out because I do think the Japanese ghosts. It's funny because like I think if ghosts are real, like I think like Japan ghosts are real. I think Korea ghosts are real. I think yeah, most of Asia, I think their ghosts are real. The United States, I'm just kind of like, I think more white people would be dead if ghosts were real, But I feel like in other countries and other cultures, their ghosts don't give a shit whether I believe in them or not, Like, so I'm like, I'm going to be as always, extremely respectful on this tour. But like, I am going to be prepared for some fuck shit. Just because I feel like if I were to be like possessed by a spirit, it would be while I'm in Japan, you know? Over the jet lag, one day was just spent sleeping. See, I rarely, if ever, have of trouble when I get there. Like my going out, I never have trouble typically. The issue is usually lack of sleep, like from the transport itself. Like for example, when I did the Gone Girl cruise, I had a lot of trouble because I did the dumb thing of traveling the same day you get on the boat. I never do that now with cruises. You never should do that with cruises. You should always plan to get out there a day early before disembarkation and get a hotel room for a night. But I was like, no, I'll save money. Dumb. No, I was borderline catatonic. I felt so bad because we got on the ship and it was dinner time and I was eating. And a woman came up and she was like, hi, I'm so sorry. Are you traveling alone? Would you like to come and sit with me and my mother for dinner? And she was very sweet. And I was like, I am so sorry. Thank you. I would love to. Unfortunately, I am so tired and I just need to eat and make it to like 7 p.m. And so I can go pass out in my cabin. And she was like, I totally understand. I ended up having dinner with them a few other times. They were very sweet, but I felt so bad. I was like, just keep your fucking eyes open. Just keep your eyes open. That was the only time that it's been really bad. But I had like, I think a 19-hour travel day just in the air. Not counting like to, from, layovers, all of that. So like I probably had been awake for the most part for like 24 hours. That one was really bad. Other times, though, it's usually not a problem. Sometimes if I can't, like flying to Japan last time, I really had trouble sleeping on the flight out there. And I had a lay down seat too, which was annoying because I was like, God, I should sleep. I could sleep for like an hour at a time, but it was a 10-hour flight. And so then my connection from Tokyo to Nagoya was like, I was like, just keep my eyes open. Just keep my eyes open. And then I had to get back. Once we got to the hotel, I had to make sure my video went live at the right time. And I was like, dear God, what is wrong with me? And then the next day, thank God Scootish is the same type of traveler as I am when we went. Because he was like, do you want to go to the Nagoya Castle? I'm like, fuck no, but I got to get up. And we went, and it was a good time. That was helpful. For Scootish has not given me an actual answer yet. He said Monday, so I'm going to give him till 8. And then I will be like, so? Wait, should I check? Hang on. Let's check Discord. Nope, no messages. Nothing. We shall see. No, the clock is ticking. No. I want him. He has valid reasons for like being apprehensive about going. I'm going regardless. So, like, it doesn't change my plans much. But like, it is fun to travel with him. He's a good travel buddy because we're both like the same type of people. We're both the same types of traveler. You know, where it's like we want to explore and do stuff. Like, sure, we'll have a plan, but like, hey, this shop looks cool. Holy shit, there's a Dragon Quest island, let's go there. You know, like we go and do shit, you know. And it's like, oh, this restaurant looks good, let's go eat there. You know, things like that. But like if I need to but I want to do more tours and stuff this time around. So I'd need to make more bookings and stuff. So it's like, it's just a logistics thing, you know, more than anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I have traveled with people and we don't mesh well, you know. Like to the point I traveled with someone recently, and it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it was too much, you know, like it was emotionally draining. They were always around, which was another thing. Because Scootish and I would be like go off and do our own shit if we needed. If I was like, hey, I got a film, can you fuck off for 3 hours? He would go and do that, you know? And then he'd message me from the gosh, Amanda, I'm gambling too much, come and get me. You know? Like we just vibed really well travel wise. And I've traveled with like other groups as well that it's like just a good vibe. But like I recently went on a trip with someone. We just did not, we had never spent that much time together, I should note. This was like the second time that we had seen each other in person. We were like online friends. Just not like I think our personalities just don't mesh in that regard. And so I was like slowly losing my mind. Okay. And so to the point that I called Scootish at one point, I was like, thank you for being a good travel buddy. Cause I'm at the end of my rope, you know? Was this your manager? No. No. No, I also wouldn't refer to Colleen and I are like, she's my manager, I'm her client. It is very important because I've had managers I've been friends with and like we're friendly, but like I do think the manager creator dynamic works better if you two are not trying to be best friends, you know? Because I need to be able to tell her if there's a problem and she needs to be able to tell me you've a fucking deadline, you know? So I think it works better if you're not best friends. So even when we were in Mexico together, we were both like, I had explained like this situation I had just had with this friend. And she was like, yeah, I don't need to be best friends with my clients. I was like, thank fuck. Okay. Like, so we went around, like we had like a whole travel day together, but it was very much like, yeah, we're doing fun stuff, but like, this is very clearly like an acquaintance / working relationship. We are not best friends. And that I think is ideal, you know? No, Colleen was perfect for that trip as well because I was like, I needed someone to be on top of everything else of like the scheduling and things like that so we could go, oh, also, so the garage tour for Mahindra, we just got confirmed that they would like it to not be put out. And it's not for any particular reason. They're like, hey, we think there might be some sensitive information. And I'm like, totally cool. But the fact that they're like kind of being like overly cautious with it, which like is what it is. So unfortunately, there's not going to be a garage tour from Mahindra outside of what you guys saw in the video. So like the full edited footage of all of that together for Girly Pop Go, you guys are not getting that, unfortunately, which is devastating. I gave it to them, God, 3 weeks ago now, 2 weeks ago now for like, hey, is there anything else you guys need blurred out? And they were like, yeah, we're gonna not put this out. And I'm like, okay. So, but we have 2 more interviews to come out and then the grid walk. So I was waiting for the other 2 interviews to come out with that video. So that's fine. The grid walk video will be out instead. Yeah. So you're getting more things from that, but like the full garage tour is just not a thing that's happening. So who knows why? I don't know why. It could also be, you know, it could be that was the race that, you know, Nick's car had the issue and they were like, yeah, let's just be on the safe side. You know, who knows? But I don't want to step on toes. I'm not going to be like, I demand to put this video out. And it's like, no, the main video is the one that they wanted. That went out already. That's okay. You know, so it's fine. It happens. Let's see. Whew, okay. But yeah. But no, I would not refer to Colleen as a friend because she is my manager and she was traveling with me as my manager. Like we wouldn't like just go on a trip together. You know what I'm saying? Unless I was going specifically for work, you know? I don't want to ruin the chance of working with them again in the future. Yeah, and it's like, who knows? You know, maybe they were like, oh yeah, we approved a tour and then like it was vetoed later. You know, like so many of these things with teams are very finicky. And I'm like, you know, it's not that big of a deal. The main video went out. If they had like, if we had done all of that and then the main Swell Entertainment video, they were like, we're vetoing this, then I'd be like, okay, then what the fuck was the point of this? You know? Like, then I'd be a little more agitated. But this, I'm just like, it is what it is. You know, it's all right. The main video went out. Things happen. You know, who knows? High anxiety travelers are rough. It wasn't even high anxiety. That wasn't the issue. It was just our personalities do not mesh as well as I had thought they would. Like, this was just the test of the friendship for this other person. Okay. You guys have also never heard me talk about her. And it was just like, you know, we just don't mesh in the way that we do digitally, which just happens, you know? And then it was like, okay, now we're traveling together for 5 days, you know? And it's like, yeah, that's a bit, this isn't, yeah, you know? This is a lot. And so I'd messaged Scootish and I was like, thank you for being a good travel buddy because I'm losing my fucking mind, you know? One, two, three, four, five, six. I need 7. One more. Yeah. I'm much slower doing this because I keep pausing to yap with y'all, which I guess is the point because, you know, we're crafting and chatting, you know. Oh, I need the white. Boop. All right, and now I need how many white ones? 19. How many? A bajillion. Do I need to just go all the way? I need to go all the way over to here in white. So. Oh, one thing I've noticed, okay. And maybe this is just because I'm in a lot of creator spaces. I mean, I guess you could argue this is with every industry. This might just be young people, and someone might be like, this is the problem with Gen Z. Maybe. But, like, I've just noticed this a lot. And it's newer creators, or specifically smaller creators, being annoyed that something isn't working or that it's not working fast enough. And then they don't want to look internally at like what the work they are doing. Like, let's look rationally at like what the work is actually, like what work I'm actually doing. Like, am I working towards achieving that goal? Or they jump to, I should have more viewers and followers because of X reason, okay? Or they are like, oh, I know, I need management and that'll fix everything. And it's like, okay. Because the answer to all these things is, well, no. You know, that is the answer to all those things. Like, for example, streamers being annoyed that they don't have X amount of viewers. I know why I have 58 viewers. What do we have right now? 58? What are we at? 51. Okay? It's because I post on Instagram that I'm live, and that's it. That's it. Okay? I know that. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, I don't have 200 viewers, because that's dumb. Okay? I don't even post stream clips on TikTok, you know? We're not even streaming on TikTok right now, you know? Like, but if I were to go to Twitter and be annoyed that my audience isn't bigger, and then not look at the fact that I'm not posting on TikTok or not sharing stream clips or anything like that, I would be like, well, yeah, that's why my views aren't better. You know, I'm not putting myself out there more. I'm not maximizing the content. I'm just waiting for people to show up to the town square to see me crocheting. You know what I'm saying? which is silly, you know? Um, but I see streamers regularly being like, I've been streaming for X amount of years and I still have 10 viewers. And it's like, okay, well, let's look at let's adjust then, you know? Um, or it's the I've been streaming for blank years and I have a decent amount of following, or I have, like I said, smaller followings, but they're like, but I'm not getting brand deals or something like that. I should be getting brand deals. And it's like, you check their stream and it's like, okay, well, you have 20 average viewers. That's why you're not getting brand deals. Now you can get brand deals, and I think that's the thing. There are people that do end up getting deals and such, or like affiliate links and stuff for their streams when they have smaller followings for whatever reason. And it literally could be that one person, as I've always said, one person at the company could like your stuff. That's all it takes, really. And to do that, putting yourself out there, you know, is one of those things. You know, you got to put yourself out there. But it could be a million of reasons. That person could be lying and they do know someone at the company. And they were like, hey, I'm a new streamer. You should do X, Y, and Z. You have no idea what that pitch email said, you know? But then I also see people being like, oh, I know I'll get a manager and that'll help things. And the answer is no, because if you have, let's say 10,000 followers on Twitch, you get an average of 20 views a stream. Okay, your average consistent viewer number is 20. Or you have 10K followers on TikTok, okay, and you're averaging less than 1,000 views a thing. And I've got 60K ish on TikTok, and I get like an average of like 1,500, 2,000 views. Okay, a manager isn't going to help with that. They won't. They'll add you to the roster, and then you'll never hear from them again. And then you'll be annoyed that you don't hear from them. And then now you'll blame the management for the fact that like you're not getting these deals, when the answer is and should always be, let's make more content. Let's do X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Am I explaining this well at all? No one's talking in chat, so I have no idea if you guys are even like, if this is landing with anyone. But I've just been noticing, yes, okay. I've just been noticing this like trend. I see this in every content niche. I see this on YouTube. I see this in TikTok. I see this on streaming. You know, I see this everywhere, and it's a growing thing among smaller creators. And it's like, there's micro creators. We've talked about this a lot. I did this for years with with very little income, you know, and, you know, no consistent views and stuff. But I liked making content, you know. And I don't know if it's just like people are so like creating is how I'm going to make money. And like, I do get that, you know, in some capacity, but also it's like, you know, it's a dream job because not everyone can do it, you know, like, and I'm not sitting here as like, you can't do it. I'm like, sometimes there is a little bit of luck involved, you know. I'm washing my hair right now. Gotcha. Taking notes. LOL. There we go. No, but there's a little bit of luck involved, but I mean, you got to expand your ability for luck. Like, yeah, you could have a video go viral on TikTok from your stream, and then now you're averaging 500 stream viewers. Is that not what happened with Vanilla Mace? You know, where Vanilla had been streaming for a little bit and then, you know, had a video do really well over on TikTok, and then, you know, her stream blew up and she started collabing with more streamers and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I missing a gap in the vanilla thing? Like, I feel like that's the case with so many creators, though. It's like, it just takes one person liking your stuff or finding your stuff, but like, you gotta put the work in to get that attention. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I'm like changing colors as I'm talking with y'all. I also think a lot of young people think they can monetize their content right away too. Yeah, that's the thing that drives me crazy, is like creators that are like, well, I want to make money. And it's like, I totally get that. That's great. You're not going to do it immediately, and that's okay. Like, I don't know. It's like there's this it's the, like, because even then, my job on YouTube changed. Obviously, there was a lot of luck involved with my video going viral, okay? But I would not have been prepared for that had I not, 2 months prior to that, started treating YouTube like my job. You know, I would go to the coffee shop and then I would go home and I would edit for 5 hours so I could have and I committed to Tuesday uploads, you know. Like, I started treating, even though I was getting 400 views, I was like, I'm going to do weekly uploads and sometimes more until, you know, for this year. And then if it doesn't work, I'll move on and I'll go to school, you know, I'll call it a day, you know. And in doing that, I was prepared for when my video took off and then my channel took off. And I went from 800 views max a video to 20,000 views average, a minimum on a video. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have these like astronomic rises and then we're like, oh, what happened to them? And it's like, well, they burnt out because they weren't prepared for it. And you know, sometimes you're not prepared. I fully had panic attacks when YouTube was first taking off for me. Cause like, even though I had wanted YouTube to take off and I've been working on it for years, the concept of like 500,000 people seeing my face on one video was fucking horrifying. Like, that was terrifying. Now that's something you get used to, but some people don't. And some people are like, oh, I know, once I have, you know, 1 million followers, once I make $10,000 a month from YouTube or whatever, or streaming or whatever, I'll be happy. And then you're not, and you have never dealt with that feeling before in your life. And then we have these, you know, full on, you know, burnout crash outs that happen. Because you're like, I'm so fried, but I got to commit to this. And also people are mean, you know, it's like playing the lottery. It's like luck is still super duper the deciding factor, but buying more tickets still improves your odds. Yeah. You guys, we're getting somewhere. That's the bottom of the rocket. Yeah, my friend who's been making videos for a while, making videos, is also literally a brand ambassador. Just got their content monetized on YouTube this year. Yeah. Yeah, things are, you know, things don't always make sense. Like I said, I did this for years with no money. And it's like, so I just have very little patience for the people that are like, well, I should be getting more viewers. And sometimes they blame it. I'm going to use the basic one because I can make this one. I don't have enough viewers because I'm a woman. And then I look at their stuff and I'm like, okay, well, you haven't done... Have you talked to chat in your recent stream at all? You know what I'm saying? Like, where are you? Like, in the roof. Like, it's, you know, I just hear noises. Yeah, we talked about that a little earlier. Great, heck yeah. You know, I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm like, if it doesn't work, you know, like when I was making horror content, that wasn't working. That was not working at all, you know. I liked doing it, but it wasn't working. And then I was like, oh, I want to do this. And I wasn't going to change what I wanted to do, you know, but I did it. Let's see. Okay. 14. Oh, let me mark this. Hold on. I almost didn't mark this. That'd be bad. There we go. Yeah, there's that. But then there's also like, I don't know, like these people have never looked at their videos, or they become obsessed with looking at their analytics and doing everything that, I'll use Patty Galloway as an example for YouTube, or like the TikTok pages do, where it's like, here's how to get viral and do X, Y, and Z. And then that doesn't work, but they're obsessed with following that formula because this person said this is the formula. And it's like, have you tried showing your personality? Have you tried making something that you actually like making and not making what you think will go viral and then being devastated when it doesn't work? You know what I'm saying? Even 100 people, real people talking about or viewing your content is a big accomplishment. Like, I don't know if I know that many people in real life, LMAO. No, exactly. Like, and that's the thing. It is, like, I saw another thing, another video, and a video from an artist, and another artist had stitched it. And I agree with the second artist, okay? because the artist was pissed off. The original artist was pissed off that they also had to be a content creator. It was like, I just want to make art. Someone should just pay me to make art. Okay. And another person stitched it that was an artist and was like, so how are people supposed to pay you for your art if they've never seen it before? How are people supposed to pay you for your art if you've never shared it? Like, if you've never done a gallery, if you've never done, posted something on Instagram or shared your process or, shared your inspiration, because these people aren't going to galleries the same way that they previously have. Social media is now your gallery, and it's like, that is a part of it. It's like, yes, there are artists that are completely online. Yeah, like people have to find you, and social media is now the way. If anything, being a full-time artist, I would say, has become more accessible now because you're not trying to get into a gallery. You're not trying to sell it directly from your website that no one can find just by Googling, Apple art or something, and hoping a rich dude finds you and commissions you for work, Like, you can put yourself out there. You can be discovered by so many people now. But the part is that you have to do the work of posting about it, I hear you know about it, but like literally what I just said, like people have to find it. Like, that's always been the case, that people have to find your stuff. Okay, wait, how many? I'm not remembering what because I'm talking. So 14. God. You don't have to be a personality along with it. It's not about being a personality. It's about, do you have a personality? And is that coming through in your art? Is that coming through in I don't know. I don't think it's like a matter of being a personality. I think it's a matter of, who are you? Like, that's not about being a personality. That's, people want to know. Gen Z in general wants to know who is giving who money, Like, they want to make sure you're not using AI art for your concept art, So, but it's I don't know, it's things like that. It's like, well, I want to be successful without having to, it's the whole, I want to be successful without having to do the cringe stuff first. And it's like, no, the cringe thing, like every major TikToker has done, like ones that have bought a house in the last year from their TikTok money, okay, has done interviews where they said that when they were first growing, they posted minimum 3 times a day, okay? So now the current running argument is like, you need to post 100 times a day and all this other stuff, okay, which is absurd. But, they had to post like they were trying for the start of their career to get to the career now that everyone wants to have, And it's like, that's the part that I feel like people don't realize. They see the finished product. Like, I've talked about this a lot when it comes to Mr. Beast. Everyone wants to be Mr. Beast and have like video production of $1 million and have an Amazon show, and they don't want to be the Mr. which he's insane, but like, they don't want to be the Mr. Beast that sat there and counted to 10,000 on video because his time wasn't worth anything yet, but he had it, Like, no one wants to do that. They want to jump to Mr. Beast now, which is not realistic or sustainable in any capacity. And you don't want to be have a personality, then you change the route and you make money from art, aka you start making art for wholesaler and pitching to companies and using wholesaler sites. Boop. Come on. I did it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm glad I counted. 9. Ten. 12. Am I doing this right? Yep. There's other avenues, but I feel like most people aren't being real with themselves. They want to make money off art, but they want to make money in a very specific way, a very glamorous way. I think people are just so, I've talked about this a lot. Gen Z is so embarrassment adverse, and it makes sense. I get it, okay? Um I because so many, we obviously, in the time of people getting canceled, like, it's very understandable that people are aware of, like, oh, I could get canceled for being cringe or something like that, you know? Um but it's, it's, you do have to still try and do things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Perfect. I counted right. Huzzah. You know, like, everyone has to start somewhere, and I know we obviously are on an art pocket here, but, like, I'm talking about literally every element of content. I'm seeing this with everyone, and it's like a growing thing. Like, I had someone, I think I've talked about this. I had a creator, it was a motorsports person, who was posting, like, does anyone have any recommendations for a manager? I think it's time. And she had 3K followers on Instagram. And I was like, I messaged her and I was like, you do not need a manager. She was like, are you sure? I'm getting, like, ignored by a lot of brands, or, like, we're talking and then they're like, I was like, no, it's because you have 3K followers. Like, it's not that they don't take you seriously because you don't have management. You don't have enough followers. That's what it is. They'll talk to you, but, like, if it doesn't align and the pitch doesn't work, your follower count is going to be the biggest hurdle. That's what it is. Like, for the brands that you are going to. That's unfortunately what, like, I have to be realistic with you. Like, the answer is grow your following and make more content. That is the answer. No, I disagree, Vibrant, because you can get canceled and be like a digital punching bag for simply flinching when someone films you in public while they're taking their while they're taking their outfit of the day. You know, like, you could be walking down the street and people will be like, "What's their at?" Like, it really, like, because we live in a surveillance state of our own making at this point with our phones in our pockets. Like, so it's not a yeah, it's not like a unrealistic fear. Like, it is a real thing, or, like, I'll never forget, there was a video. Okay, this was, I think, a year or two ago, and it went viral on TikTok, and people were calling for this dude to, like, be expelled or be investigated. And it was because they were claiming that this video of a couple of two people holding hands, that he was a senior and she was a freshman, okay? And that she was 14 and he was 18, okay? When in reality, they were both juniors and they were the same age. She just was shorter and he was taller. That's it. But the internet was, like, demanding his name and demanding he be expelled and be investigated, and that their parents should be, like, arrested. when really it was just some fuck posting that video and these two teenagers were gone after because of it. You know, like it really is that simple. And so I don't blame the fear, but unfortunately the cringe part and like the existing part is a part of life and a part of being successful, you know. Low follow, getting like find her in the comments. I also think content creation or being an influencer is still not fully viewed as part of the entertainment industry. Oh, absolutely not. So people think they don't need to work grind for more followers or engagement, if that makes sense. Yeah. It's important to remember as well that silly cancellations like those don't impact view counts or whatever, but also drive targeted harassment and shit that can just tear you down both in career and just in mental health. Yep. Like you have 3K followers, you post is getting like 1.5K likes, 6K views, 500 comments. Yeah, like high engagement is good, but like they like a vanity metric is still a vanity metric for that regard. You know, like engagement is great, you know, but like they want to see upward mobility. Like you could be getting 10,000 views a video and like 1,000 likes a video, but if you're doing that consistently and you're not getting followers, someone's going to be like, well, what's going on, you know? How many whites am I doing? Let's see. 5. Only 5. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. And then I do scoop, loop 1, and then I swap colors and go back to blue. This has me wondering what happened to the person who dissed that pastry shop. She had like, her thing was crazy too. Because like I said, small creators and stuff, you can get opportunities. And like, if you're a very niche local creator, I have met creators, okay, who were like specifically creators in their town. And they get so many incredible opportunities with local businesses and stuff because they want to drive attention and traffic to their towns. So they like really get a lot of great opportunities within their town. But like that's because they're hyper niche, hyper local, you know? Like if you have those specific demographics, fantastic, you know? Oh, I am crocheting the space shuttle. So this is tapestry crochet. I'm teaching myself it. It's a work in progress. Ignore down here, I fucked up. Ignore that. This part down here is also a little fucked up, but it's less fucked up. So, you know, alas. We're going to ignore the bottom parts. We're going to pretend that everything's covered by the clouds. We take improvements, yeah. Going into full HD, maximum stimulation mode, have stream, video game, lecture recording, going at once while also note-taking poorly. Fair, fair, fair. Let's see. What? Sorry, I'm trying to understand this post and I don't, so I'm not going to share it. It's okay. Blocking it afterwards works wonders, LMAO. No, I think so what I did, Bland, is so I'm learning still this style of crochet. And I learned, this was the first one I did last night. It's a lizard. I used a chenille. It has not been blocked, but I mean, it's a chenille, so it's like really forgiving. But see, down here, I started down here, and I did 2 rows of like the plain white, and I should have done that. Instead, I started the pattern onto the chain, which I shouldn't have done because I think I miscounted at some point, and I didn't realize until I had to change colors. So that was my mistake. I should have done another row of the white just to make sure I had the count correct, because you can kind of hide that. And I didn't do that. So that's why it's messed up for the first few rows. Like you've got that, like just a little over, I just undercounted slightly. I just messed up slightly. Yeah. But yes, this is the lizard. I actually got this. It wasn't originally I wasn't going to do the lizard. I got these colors because I was going to make a whale shark pattern that I found, which I still will make. But this one was smaller, and so I thought it was a good starting point. The tension's a little off, but I think for a first attempt and in 4 hours-ish, pretty solid. Lizard. What if I just make a bunch of these and then I have like an army of lizards? This is actually this really was not that much yarn, like in actual practice. So like in theory, this could be like a good scrap pattern that like every time I have scraps, I make a lizard. That could be funny. And then I just have like a wall of lizards of all different yarns. That could be fun. Hear me out, lizard sweater. Commit to the bit, lizard. How long do you take to maintain count while doing this kind of fiber work? It's like just within a row, or does it cross the whole piece? So I am following this chart. This is this image of the space shuttle that I got off of Pinterest, and then I have marked it up as I see fit. It was already pixelized and put on a grid, and then I have just applied it to myself. So I'm marking everything. So I'm just counting it by colors and marking it based off of that, because that's what works for me. With the direction of the arrows and things like that, you can't really tell. But and then I'm crossing out the ones that I've done. So it's pretty forgiving in a concept, just because like you can just look, if you can do the notes while you're doing it, you should be good. But like now, I just have to do blue for the rest of the row. So like, I probably don't need to count. Like, I'll probably be fine. So. I also am not left-handed, and usually when I crochet, I would like flip back and forth so I could go left. But obviously, to hide the backing, you can't do that. So I'm having to work going to the right, which is probably good for my brain, but does not feel comfortable and is annoying. So, did I do something wrong? No, I'm good. Okay. Did I? Yes, I did. Never mind. Taking it back. I did do something wrong. Not ideal. I only did one. Here we go. Okay. I see what I did. I did like one stitch and not the bloop. Bloop. Second one. There we go. There we go. Okay. I was like, that color looks wrong. Have you tried filet crochet before? No. Yeah, when I had to do a tapestry, I would have to part the direction I was going, or else I would instantly forget LMAO. This is fairly straightforward, I would say. I do kind of want to know how I could like learn to tuck the strands together, but that's a future thing. Um, I've also already just clipped one of them. This, because I was like, I don't want to have, I'm not going to use it for a while, and I don't want the third ball of yarn just hanging out. So I was like, that's fine. Did I do you wrong too? Oh, there we go. I see what I did. Yeah, so definitely going to the right is clunkier for me, but I think it's not that big of a deal. I'm just not used to it. Yeah. This is good though, because it is one of those things where it's like this. I had no idea what was happening in Mexico yesterday, chat, because I was so focused on my lizard and then starting this that I was like not online whatsoever. And then I logged on at one point. I was like, let me just start scrolling through TikTok while I'm washing my face. Then I was seeing all these videos out of Mexico. I was like, what the fuck is going on? But that is good because I need to not crash the fuck out, you know? Log on. See BAFTA discourse, log off. See, okay. Hello. I do not have Tourette's and I am a white person, okay? But I guess we'll talk about the BAFTAs thing, okay? So at the BAFTAs, someone who was, I believe they were nominated for a project or they were there. There is a project that won quite a few BAFTAs that does, talk about, I believe, the Tourette's experience. And during, Michael B. Jordan and hold on one moment. Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo were on stage presenting an award. A man in the crowd with Tourette's said the N-word. And you can hear it. They heard it. And it was broadcasted. The BAFTAs, the BBC, I believe, decided to broadcast it. And they continued presenting. And then I think it was after the commercial break, the host said, if you were offended, apologies for the outburst. I haven't seen the clip. I believe Delroy has said that he was mostly bothered by the fact that the BAFTAs didn't say anything. Yeah, but they were able to censor Free Palestine, which one of the winners said at the end of his speech. They censored that from the broadcast. So there's a lot of discussion happening here because I, for one, do not think that Delroy and Michael should, have to be, gracious in this moment of having someone say that to them, regardless of who it is. However, I understand that also it's not something that this person can control with Tourette's. I have known quite a few people with Tourette's, and it is extremely involuntary. Obviously, it is an involuntary tic in general. That is the nature of Tourette's. It's not something that can be controlled. But I think it's, I think multiple truths can exist simultaneously. You know what I'm saying? The BAFTAs should not have broadcast. That did not need to be broadcasted. That I think with the broadcasting of it, it turns into, in this moment, because these are two black men who are, you know, there for their own movie as well, that is doing incredibly well this award season. And to have the world see this clip in a moment where they are presenting an award is crazy, you know? And I think for the BAFTAs to not censor it for them, for the broadcast, is disrespectful. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, again, this was an involuntary tick. I am not trying to, you know, say that this person, I don't know his name, I am sorry. They have confirmed who he was. I don't know. I think he made a statement. But, you know, like, I think two things can be true simultaneously, you know, because on TikTok it's becoming, if you think if you have a problem with someone yelling the N-word that has Tourette's, then you're ableist, is now what this is devolving to on TikTok. And black people on TikTok understandably are like, well, I don't want, like, so I'm supposed to take someone who is white calling me the N-word, you know? And so there's a lot of discussion happening here. Only told them right before the ceremony began there may be sounds and noises. They left out that he had that specific type of Tourette's. Did they tell that to, like, it's, yeah, and it's getting taken out of context and the internet is running with it. Social mediating it, and it's a, which team are you on now? Yeah, I think two things can be true. I don't think it's, you know, fair for these two men to have their moment on stage, you know, again, involuntary or not, that should not have been broadcasted like that, you know? Yeah, exactly. It also probably mortified, you know? Telephone can be wild, yeah. And then again, it's one of those things as well where it's like, it doesn't help that the BAFTAs, you know, because let's put it this way. I think if one of those men, you know, if Delroy or Michael had said the word as well in their own statements, then it would not, they would have bleeped that, you know, as it has been bleeped when, you know, it has been said in other contexts because they're all worried about the FCC or whatever. Now, I don't know if the FCC has any, you know, control over the BAFTAs because of location, obviously. But I think they probably would have bleeped that. And then obviously they have no problem cutting things from the broadcast because they cut out the Free Palestine part of another winner's speech. You can't be angry about something that's not controllable. No, I hear you. And I'm not saying that. I am saying that the BAFTA should not have aired that. Yeah, no, they had the delay. That's how they were able to cut the Free Palestine statement from another winner's speech. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that part. Yeah. No, and I hear you because there are people. I believe it was Jamie Foxx on Instagram. I saw multiple comments from him where he was saying, no, he meant that. And that also fucking nightmare, I'm sure, for this man, you know, to when you have something that's an involuntary tick. And is it okay to call them ticks? I don't know if they're socially acceptable to call them ticks. That's how I've always heard them referred to as, but I'm not sure if that's still the phrase that is preferred. But like, so yes, there is, I'm not denying that there is ableism that is being discussed here as well, you know. Being angry with the person with Tourette specifically is low-key ableist. No, I hear you. I totally hear you. It's what they're called. Okay, good. I wanted to make sure. It's just the worst people with the strongest opinions arguing with one another about it online. And it ain't great. I have heard some people say that he shouldn't, that it's ableist to expect him to apologize for something that's involuntary. But again, as I am saying, I am sitting here as someone that does not have Tourette's and is a white woman. So I am just talking about the situation because someone brought it up in chat. I think it's still a tic. That's what my friend calls them who has Tourette's. Gotcha. I really believe that there's plenty of people that think Tourette's isn't real. There's people who think all kinds of disabilities aren't real, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. I think it's one of those I think it's one of those situations where it's like this was a very extremely sensitive situation, and the BAFTAs did not handle it well by not bleeping it, at the very least. Which is now making it this big deal, you know? Furthering the big deal, you know? Another person involved, let me see, where is it? I just saw it. Someone else from the cast of Sinners, basically, or the crew of Sinners, said that they had heard the term directed at them at other points in the night as well. In the same, it was a tic as well in those moments, but she was explaining like her experience with it, basically. Love the background. Thank you. Since they were responsible for the editing. Yeah. This is a bad tic. Mm. That would be so awkward. Mm-hmm. Because also in that moment, like, you've been told, like, hey, there might be outbursts, but in that moment when you're on stage, especially because some award shows you can see into the crowd from the stage, some you can't. I believe here you could. But in that moment, you just kind of know you're on stage and someone is yelling the N-word at you, you know, like I said, all around, I think this is just an extremely, you know, unfortunate situation, and the BBC has not handled it well. Sorry if I caused anyone distress. Yeah, that's not good. But like I said, there are people that think it's ableist to even expect him to have to apologize, which again, I mean, I do wonder what else he could have said. I mean, I think in this instance, it's clear that distress was caused. So, I don't know. He's supposed to say he didn't actually do anything that he had agency over. I think this is the only situation in which there's an appropriate apology. That's an appropriate apology. Knows the gravity of the word, and they shouldn't have had to hear it. I can see why I would be able to expect it, but people slur words are likely. I do feel slur words are likely going to expect either an apology or explanation when out with people you don't know. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Here's the. Is this the full line that was cut? The BBC removed a part of Akinola Davies Jr.'s winning speech at last night's BAFTAs. Archive your loved ones, archive your stories yesterday, today, and forever for Nigeria, for London, the Congo, Sudan, free Palestine. Was the whole line cut? Hold on, I'm checking. Okay, this clip I'm seeing looks like it is the. Was it put on YouTube but not on the broadcast? I don't know if that whole part. He did mention genocide earlier in like two sentences before. For anyone. It was the Palestine part, but not the entirely sure. Okay, the clip I saw is he did mention for like those experiencing genocide and things like that. But the clip I saw had the whole statement. So I'm not sure if it was but I didn't watch the broadcast because I don't think I got it here. But it sounds like the full clip is available on YouTube for the live show, but the broadcast they cut Free Palestine down since it happened, and they edited the replay of the awards show, but it was done 2 days later. Gotcha. The overstimulation multicast is working somehow. I'm actually on IC's level. I've not taken a single line of notes. But are you retaining anything, Sky? Oh, God. Okay. All right. Let's see. Do we want to do a video or two to wrap up the stream? Because we're at 3 hours. This is good. I needed to be live this long. This is good. Because I was not live yesterday. Okay. message like that daily, and I can't imagine how many times he's had to apologize for this. Yeah. Autistic, but I don't think it's fair to expect people with Tourette's to apologize for their tics, because I promise you won't be the only person who demanded an apology. At this point, they'd have to apologize every day for going on their life. Yeah, I hear you. How's Hermes? He's chilling. He's downstairs. Let me see where he's at. Hang on, I can't see his reflection in the thing. Let me find him. Bubba's, where are you at? You by the door? No. In the bathroom? They're done working, Bubs. It's well after 5, so the construction should be stopped. Oh, God. He's chilling. He's in the bathroom. Hermes like F1. Yeah, he's a Ferrari fan, so he likes pain. Let's see. All of my videos are crochet related or yarn related. Ultimate foe, you don't need to talk to me like that. We don't know each other like that. Let's see. Hermes likes socks. Yeah, I just did a whole load of laundry that I swear to God was just socks that I found under the couch because he hid them. He doesn't often hide things, but sometimes they just add up. I was like, where are all my socks? I vacuumed and I moved the couch back and I was like, oh, there they are. Let's see. Yeah, all of my videos now are like, it's like it hears me talking. Okay, let's see. Did we watch a quote Sir Spooks video before? I feel like we have. This one is titled 11 Scary Videos That Feel Too Real. Let's see. Have we watched videos in a minute? I feel like I've just been gaming. You know, because I'm a really serious gamer. You guys know how it is. Because I'm just locked in. Okay. I'm sure he has the AI voice. But let's... I don't think we've seen this one. All right.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at...
Again, I understand why people have cameras in their home like this, but this would just I would just be convinced someone's hacking my stuff on the regular, you know? I'd be convinced my camera's always getting hacked.
11 scary videos. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more scary...
Like, I have a dog camera for Hermes for when I'm out. But even then, that one, you can't, like, if I'm sitting on the couch, you can't see it. You can see it you can't see me from, like, standing at the sink. Like, you can see the hallway. You can't see the bedroom. You know, like, I have it in a specific spot, you know?
Content. Alright, with that said, let's begin. The first video we'll be looking at comes from a TikTok account.
The one thing that drives me crazy about these channels is they never label their stock footage. I think you should have to put your stock footage label. Because especially if you're showing creepy videos, I think you should have to be like stock footage. Or like an S. like an S down in the corner, something, you know, to indicate that what you were looking at is not like a freeze frame or something from the video.
Known as US4 for life.
US4
The
for
uploader
life.
explained she was home alone when she discovered something very strange inside her attic. At the start of the video, she shows just how small and cramped the attic space is.
Is that,
Well-
did they put carpet over a beam?
Looking around,
That is very
she points
creepy.
out something that's already unsettling
That
on
is
its own.
extremely creepy.
A small toy car sitting on top of a dresser.
How is this unsettling?
She claims she originally found it inside a hollow space in the wall, which immediately raises a few questions.
Not really.
As odd as that is, things take a far more disturbing turn at around the 1-minute mark.
Did I see this video
This
on TikTok?
in this hole. I covered it back up because it's a little scary, but
Okay, I think I saw this video on TikTok. Yeah, I saw this one on TikTok.
what was that?
That's definitely down into your home, and
Out
someone
of
is
nowhere,
down.
a head suddenly pops up from inside the hollow wall. It's only visible for a second
Yeah,
or
that
two,
looks like someone.
but it's long enough to notice.
Yeah, I
Almost
think that's
immediately
just like
after,
a hole
the
in the
uploader
ceiling
seems to
somewhere
realize
else.
something's wrong as well, quietly asking, "What was that?" before the video cuts off. In a follow-up clip posted later on, she shows there are no other openings or holes in the ceiling anywhere in the house, aside from the single access point leading up to the attic. Seeing a human head appear from
Yeah.
inside a
Okay, so in the hole, where was the hole in the wall? Because like this could be like that literally could be the hole for the ladder that someone else was coming up and then decided not to because the door was closed. But you can't tell from the angle you're in because you're in the attic. You get turned. It's very easy to get turned around in a crawl space or an attic like that. If you've never been up there before, you haven't been up there much.
wall is unsettling on a level that's hard to describe.
Yeah, that looks like, is that
Some
not the
believe
hole?
this could be someone secretly
that
hiding
led to
inside
the
the
door off to
structure
the
of the
side?
house, possibly watching from the attic space.
Well, no,
The
because
idea
that was a
someone
crawl
could be
space hole.
lurking just out of
This is creepy and it's weird, like especially if you can't figure it out. But like I do think there's a logical explanation for this one.
sight is terrifying all on its own.
I did
Others
see
wonder
this.
if the moment was staged for shock value.
Yeah, that looks like
Still,
the hole
even
you came
considering
in
that
from.
possibility, the timing
looks
and
like the
setting
hole you came
make
in
it
from.
deeply uncomfortable to watch. Either way, realizing someone or something might be hiding inside your walls
I don't think
is
that's
enough
a
to
something. I
ruin
think that's
any
a
sense
person
of safety.
trying to also take the stairs.
I
up
don't
the
think
side
I'd
the
be
door was
getting
closed,
much
so it didn't go up.
sleep in that house after seeing this.
I don't think this one's that big of a deal.
This next story comes from the Paranormal Encounters
Body
subreddit
armor.
and includes a
Horrifying.
surprising amount of context, which makes what happens here even more unsettling. The uploader explains he used to work at a party store where there had long been rumors of ghostly activity. He says he'd experienced a few strange things himself over the years, but was never able to prove any of it until one particular morning shift. On this day, he and another employee came in early to handle some pre-orders. While getting settled at his computer, he noticed a blue balloon sitting under
Yeah,
his
no,
desk.
if no one else is supposed to be in the
He
house,
thought
but
was
it
strange,
sounds like
but
someone
didn't
else was
dwell
in the
on
house.
it too much, assuming the closing manager might have left it behind. He picked it up, tossed it into the hallway, and went back to work. About 15 minutes later, the other employee approached him and casually mentioned she'd popped a balloon. At first, he brushed it off, saying balloons pop all the time and it wasn't a big deal. That's when she
Is it
told him
haunted
it
balloons?
popped because it was following her in the break room.
Ugh,
The uploader immediately asked if the balloon was blue, and she
following in the
confirmed
break
it
room
was.
is funny.
Now fully unsettled, he decided to check the security footage from earlier that morning. What he saw made his stomach drop. On camera, the blue balloon can be seen traveling from the front of the store all the way into his office within just a few minutes. To do so, it would have had to make several sharp turns, eventually ending up under his desk. And after being thrown into the hallway, it somehow appears to follow the other employee shortly before popping.
I mean, that would scare the shit out of me, I admit.
What the?
That would creep me
Seeing
out.
a balloon move with what looks like intention is deeply unsettling, especially in a closed indoor space. Some believe this could be a playful but eerie spirit interacting with the environment, choosing an object no one would expect. Others suggest there could be a more ordinary explanation, like air currents or ventilation, pushing the balloon
Yes.
along in just the right way.
There was
Still,
always
the
ventilation.
timing and path it takes make it difficult to fully explain. Either way, this is the kind of footage that gives balloons a whole new reputation, and it's not exactly a comforting one. This next clip comes from a TikTok user named MamaLady6. She explained she was enjoying a quiet walk down the road in the mountains near Lewiston, California, on her way to a Christmas event, when she noticed something she says looked like it came straight out of a horror movie. As she continues walking, she pans her camera toward a nearby house, and it becomes immediately clear why she was so disturbed.
Look at this. What the?
Listen, she's just chilling. She's chilling.
Don't go in that house because you're gonna die.
Sitting on a chair on the front porch is a tall, unsettling-looking doll, positioned in a way that almost feels intentional.
Listen, she's
It's
a
not
diva.
moving, and nothing paranormal
Okay, it
happens
is a
in the
doll.
video, but the sight alone is enough to make most people uneasy.
Yeah, she's like, don't
There's
come
just
in my
something
fucking
deeply
house.
uncomfortable about stumbling
I'm gonna add this to my house when I buy my cabin in the woods so I can be a cryptid. I'm gonna have this outside my home.
across a figure like this in such a quiet,
God forbid a doll of a
isolated
sense
setting.
of fashion.
Whether it's meant as decoration, a prank, or just someone's strange sense of
The
humor,
eyes are
it's
stressing
the
me
kind
out.
of thing that
but
instantly makes you want to keep your distance. This next clip comes from the Reddit user Neptune11, who shared a video to the Alien subreddit showing what many believe could be a UFO sighting over the skies of Edinburgh. The footage doesn't waste any time. Right from the start, it's clear there's something unusual hanging in the sky, and as the video continues, it only becomes more intriguing.
all right.
The object appears as a glowing orb-like light, flickering through several different colors as it slowly rotates in place.
I bet the alien subreddit
The
is fun.
entire
It probably
sighting
is.
lasts
The
for around
vampire one
25
is fun.
seconds, giving viewers plenty
I've
of
been on the
time to
vampire
study its
one.
movement.
Every
Many
time
people
there's
in
a
the comments
TikTok
were
that's
impressed.
like, you guys know New Orleans actually is vampires, right? You guys know the LA nightlife scene actually is vampires, right? I love going on the Reddit for some vampires. It's very
By
fun.
the footage, with some asking where exactly in Edinburgh it was filmed. Others pointed out the video may be close to 20
angle
years
is
old,
weird.
which only adds another
Yeah,
layer
this
of
looks
mystery.
really weird.
With
the-
very
the,
little
like,
information
the-
available, some believe this could be a genuine unidentified object, especially
Could
given
it be
the
a
way it changes
drone?
color and seems to move with intention rather than drifting randomly.
Could it be a
Others think it
drone?
could be a hoax or man-made light source captured in a way that makes it appear more unusual than it really is. Without additional
The
context,
hover, it could be a
it's hard to say for
prototype
sure.
drone.
Still, seeing something like this glowing silently in the night sky is enough to make anyone stop and stare. So what do you think? A legitimate UFO sighting or something more explainable? Let me know your
It's
thoughts.
not moving in any way. Blue skies, do you think it's inconsistent with the drone? I thought you were saying it's not moving consistent with the drone, and I was like, you just said you thought it was a drone.
Over on TikTok, a user known as RWB Auctions shared a piece of security camera footage filmed inside an antique house
Alright.
at around 2 o'clock in the morning.
An antique
The
house,
building
you
is
mean an old
closed to
house?
the public at this hour, meaning no one should be inside. And right from the very start of the footage, something feels off.
Why is that moving? Is that artifacting or what is that? Is that chair moving? Oh, it's like, is that a baby stroller? Yeah, it's a stroller. I mean, the lights are not that big of a deal. That could just be artifacting.
The clip immediately shows an old antique pram already rolling across the floor on its own. At the exact same time, a light in the hallway outside can be seen flickering on and off. The uploader mentions the footage left everyone working in the sales room completely shaken, and it's easy to see why. Watching a pram move by itself in an empty building, especially one filled with old and historic items, taps
See,
into
if
a
it
very
like did the
specific kind of
turn, then I'd be
unease.
like, wow, what is that?
Some
You know?
believe
But
this could
when
be
it goes in a
spirit
straight line,
interaction
I'm
with
like,
the
uneven
environment,
floor,
possibly drawn to the
string,
antique pram itself.
fishing line,
Others
you
think
know.
there may
If
be
it
a bit
flipped
more
over, I'd
ordinary
be
explanation,
impressed, you know.
like vibrations or an electrical issue, causing both the movement and the flickering light. Still, the way both happen together makes it difficult to brush off. Either way, if I worked there, I'd probably think twice about coming back after hours. Hopefully, whatever caused this didn't stick around, because an antique house moving on its own isn't exactly a comforting place to be.
I love an antique house. Also, calling it an antique house instead
A
of like a
TikTok user named
Victorian house or
Charles
an
Bell
old house
shared a
is
video
weird.
in May of 2025 showing what starts out as a completely ordinary day of tidying up her home
Tidying
before
up her
taking a
home.
very unsettling turn.
Poor
Charles explained
construction
she
code.
was
Oh, yeah,
busy
this
cleaning
video.
when she noticed something strange happening near the bottom left corner of her rug. At the
Alright.
time, she believed she was home alone, but after a few seconds, it became clear something wasn't quite right.
Alright. The bottom corner of the rug. The cable? Not my problem. Me.
Out of nowhere, the corner of the rug suddenly lifts up in a quick, sharp motion. There's nothing nearby touching it, and Charles can
I'm
only
sorry, that's
stand
really
there in
funny.
shock,
I respect
clearly
it.
trying to process what she just saw. Seeing something move so abruptly without any obvious cause is enough to make anyone freeze. Some
is
believe this
weird,
could be a
but-
spirit interacting with its surroundings, possibly trying to get her attention while she was cleaning.
Can I be
Others
honest?
think
I
there
feel like
might
if this
be a
happened to me, I
more
would just be like,
mundane
bro,
explanation, like something just out of frame.
are you
causing
helping
the
or what is
movement.
that? You know?
Still, the suddenness of it makes the movement hard to ignore.
No, it is weird.
Whether
I
it
would
was something
jump,
paranormal
but
enough,
like
having your
I
carpet snap
don't know if I'd
upward
be
while
like
you're home alone
bothered
is the
by it.
kind of thing that would make anyone stop what they're doing and question what's going on in their house.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's intro video
This
worthy.
next case comes from the Reddit user Recfulness, who shared footage to the
UFO
UFO
caught
subreddit
on
showing
live
something
stream.
unexpected
Alright.
captured during a live stream.
God, you guys never want me to see
The video
aliens
was
on
recorded
stream.
on
I'd be a
January
nightmare.
14th, 2026
I'd be
at around
insufferable.
9:46 p.m. while the uploader was streaming to his audience and driving down a road in Pflugerville, Texas.
Of course, we're live on camera.
Everything seems normal at first, just a quiet night drive, when suddenly something appears in the sky directly ahead of him.
What the absolute f- am I looking at right now?
Oh,
What
the three
the
circles.
hell?
Do you see
Holy
it?
You okay?
No, dude. What is that, chat?
Let me go to your frame.
What the f- Oh my god, I think it's the end. I've never seen that in my life. Oh my god. What, bro, what the f- is that?
Oh my gosh.
What? I don't know. They're too far apart to be planes.
They're not a tower?
No. Oh my god. One of the lights is disappearing. The light is disappearing.
What the hell? What the hell?
What the hell?
Oh,
What?
one left. Or how close to an airport are you? Okay, so all right, chat. It could be an airport is way over here somewhere. And these are planes that are lined up. And it looks like they're right next to each other, but they're not. And they're waiting for their chance to land. Which is why this one went this way, because they were told to circle till they had more time to land. Because the lighting is different, so it's not part of one. Okay? I think this is one plane, I think this is another. Oh, sorry, I muted it. I didn't realize I muted it.
Call the news.
Yeah, see, the brightness is crazy.
I think I'm the only person seeing this right now. There's no way. Look at that. What is going on?
A group of bright lights can be seen hovering in the distance.
Yeah, the
immediately
angle is
catching
weird,
the
I'll
uploader's
give you
attention.
that, but the fact that
You can
one
hear the
flies
confusion in
off
his voice
tells
as he
me...
tries to make sense of what he's seeing in real time. What makes this case even more intriguing is the additional footage pulled from later parts of the same stream.
The brightness
In
is
parts
weird,
2 and
that
3,
one leaves.
the lights can clearly be seen separating from one another, moving independently, instead of staying grouped together. That detail alone is what really gets people talking. Some viewers believe this could be genuine
is
UFO
weird.
activity, especially since the footage was captured live and the lights appear to split apart in a way that doesn't resemble typical aircraft behavior. Others think there could be a more grounded explanation, possibly involving multiple drones or aerial lights filmed at just the right angle.
True.
Still, the way the lights separate and reposition makes the situation difficult to explain with confidence. Catching something like this live, with no cuts and no setup, adds an extra layer of credibility for some people. So what do you think? Unexplained activity in the sky, or something more down to earth? Let me know your theories.
Planes.
This next clip comes from a TikTok user known as Beware of Henny, who shared a strange experience back in January of 2026. In the video, Henny's simply filming a mirror selfie in her bathroom
Always, Mon. They always use that as proof. Remember when SpaceX did their first few launches and they never told the public about it? So everyone was like, what the fuck is that? It's the aliens. Every single time.
posing casually for the camera. Everything seems normal
All
until
right.
something catches her attention out of the corner of her eye. She turns her head and pans the camera toward the window, and that's when things take a strange turn.
What the fuck? Mood.
What? What?
As you can see,
No, that's weird,
the
'cause how did
bathroom
it do
window
that?
appears to be opening on its own,
I don't like
while
that
Henny
one.
stands there in complete shock,
I don't like it.
clearly unsure
like
of how to
that.
react. What
I don't
makes
know
this
what's doing
even
it,
more
but I don't like
unsettling is
it.
the fact that she later uploaded a second video, filmed on a completely different day. In that clip, the exact same thing happens again. The window opens by itself without any visible cause.
Bro.
No,
Did y'all
see,
that shit?
that's weird. Because why do you want to get in my house so bad?
Bye.
Nah.
Seeing the same unexplained event happen more than once
I don't like it.
naturally raises a few questions. Some believe
The ghost is like, girl, it's musty in here. We need to air it out. See, those doors, though, if you've ever had a window like that, you know they don't slide that easy. Like, they do, they are a little, like, clunky. They stick a little bit, you know? It wouldn't be a silent, you know?
this could be something paranormal, especially since the movement looks deliberate rather than random. Others suggest it could be something more mundane, like a loose hatch or mechanical issue with the window.
Why would it go
But
up,
even
though?
strong wind
If that
wouldn't
were the
easily
case, why would it
explain
go
how it
up?
opens and closes so cleanly while she's standing right there. Whatever's going on, having a window move on its own while you're alone in the bathroom is enough to leave anyone feeling uneasy, and the fact it happened more than once only makes it harder to ignore. This next clip comes from a Reddit user named Jacob Abraham, who shared his experience on the Bigfoot subreddit after a strange encounter on a trail. Jacob explains he was walking along the trail when he noticed something in the distance he initially assumed was a bear.
Alright.
Wanting to be cautious,
Have we seen
he
this
pulled
one?
out his phone and started recording. But as he watched the figure move, he began to second guess what he was looking at. It didn't quite behave like any animal he was familiar with.
I don't see it.
Later on,
Show me the
Jacob
footage.
showed the footage to one of his friends and asked what he thought it could be. The response caught him completely off guard.
Okay, is that not a dude in black?
According to his friend, the figure in the video might actually be Bigfoot.
Oh, okay.
And after watching the clip, it's easy
That's
to
a
see
dude.
why the idea came up.
That's a guy.
The shape, posture,
Do you know what would be really funny is if like you went out on a hike and you're like just like you're getting a divorce. Like I'm now plotting this man's life. Okay, he's like in the midst of a divorce, couples therapy. They're separated. It's not a divorce. It's a separation. Okay, Bill. All right. Therapy's not going well. Couples therapy isn't going well. Okay. And you know he's like, let me just go out for a hike. I'm gonna clear my head. Maybe curse out his bitch wife while he's at it. Who knows? Okay. And while he's doing that, he then later finds out that he's going viral on TikTok because some punk ass kid thinks he's Bigfoot. I do think that, you know, like you're just like, God, I just need I'm going to go do what I want today. I'm going to go do what I want. Fuck Janet. Who cares? I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to wear my nice jacket, be toasty because it's chilly. Okay. And some punk ass kid calls you Bigfoot.
and weight moves don't line up.
Yeah, like
perfectly
him
with
being
the
like
typical bear size.
my buddy's the guy.
Some
He
viewers
must be
do
right.
believe this could be a genuine Bigfoot encounter.
You
especially
can't.
since
You can see nothing. That's not even lumbering. That's just a dude moving through the forest. I'm gonna be totally honest. I don't have gender dysmorphia whatsoever. Okay, I'm very comfortable in my gender identity. The only time ever I wish to be a man is so that I could dress up like Bigfoot and fuck with people in the woods. That's the only time. I wish I was taller for that reason. Fuck modeling. No, I want to fuck with people in the woods. That's the only time that I'm like, God, it would be easier to be a dude. You know, truly, that's it. This would be helpful if I was a man. You know, that's really it. Maybe get stilts. But the woods, stilts. I want to be the cryptid. Yeah, I really want to be a cryptid. That's like my dream job. That's my future era. That's my YouTube retirement plan, is become a cryptid in the woods. That's my plan, okay? We don't get health care in this job. Of course that's my plan. Are you joking? And it would be easier if I was a dude, if I was a big, tall, hulking man, okay? But alas, I'm a 5'2" dainty lady, all right? Who's funny. Okay, a baby Bigfoot. I feel like they're easier to discredit a baby Bigfoot. I feel like they'd shoot a baby Bigfoot. You know? Do a Cryptid Family cannot wait for Swell reviews robotic exoskeletons 5 days before a Bigfoot video hits national news. The time you saw Mothman at Joshua Tree really made an impact. I don't even think that was Mothman, though. I feel like that was either a shapeshifter, a werewolf, or some people believe it was a Bigfoot. So, what are we looking at? I don't see anything. Yeah, it's this guy. Oh, it's just a dude in black. That's it. This punk ass kid thinks that this is Bigfoot.
Jacob didn't
It's
immediately
so
jump
normal
to
looking, too.
conclusions
Like-
and seemed honestly unsure of what he was
That's some dude in gloves and a jacket, and if this is snow, this is a dude. You know.
seeing. Others think it may have been a bear briefly standing upright, a person hiking in the distance,
Yes.
or even a staged hoax with someone wearing a costume.
If that looks like snow, that looks like snow. That's a dude bundled up in all black. That's it. That's all this is.
Without clearer footage or more context, it's difficult to rule any of those possibilities out. As always,
But
I'll
this
leave
dude's
one up to
friend
you.
said, "Yeah,
Did
that's a dude with a
Jacob stumble onto
backpack. What
something
the fuck are we
legendary,
talking
or
about?
was
That's a
this
dude
just
with.
a case
He
of
has a
mistaken
backpack on.
identity?
The tree line is covering his head, so he's moving weird. That's it. This is nothing. Don't waste my time."
A TikTok user known as Tessa Secret Zero shared a video in January of 2026 showing something deeply unsettling involving a doll. So if
Okay.
you happen to have a doll collection at home, you might want to brace yourself.
Brace yourself, chat.
The footage itself dates back to 2017
Did I ever tell you guys about the story time of the haunted American Girl doll? Did I ever tell you guys this story?
and shows the uploader's sister sitting down
I don't think that's an
and
American Girl
casually
doll, but it
playing
does
with
look like an American Girl doll, which is why it
doll,
made me think of the
even
American
putting
Girl doll
makeup
story.
on it.
I feel like I told you
Everything
guys.
seems harmless at first, until the moment things suddenly change.
right now, but yeah.
Oh, it
I
is an
didn't go
American
in
Girl
with
doll.
any eyeshadow because I didn't want. Do you guys see that?
Without any warning, the doll's head turns on its own. The
So, it is creepy. However, with this here, it is a weight thing. And that's why the doll's head turned. Sometimes their necks, the rubber bands can get worn out from kids playing with them, because of course they can. So the stability can get loose. So this is definitely the weight of the t-shirt towel on her head pulling down her head. Definitely. It is creepy because of the angle. But I definitely think this is a weight thing. Yeah.
movement is subtle but clear, and it's enough to completely catch the girl off guard, leaving her confused and visibly
Yeah, like
shaken.
she put the doll forward
Moments like
and then the
this
hair
are why
pulled
dolls
forward.
have such a long history of
This would creep me out as a kid. Like, that would scare the shit out of me. But, like, that's definitely gravity.
being linked to paranormal stories. Some viewers believe this could be a case of a possessed object briefly
No.
moving on its own,
I think this is a
especially
case of
since
gravity.
the motion appears deliberate rather than accidental. Others think there could be a more ordinary explanation,
Like gravity.
such as a thin string or mechanism just out of
Or
view, causing
gravity.
the head to turn. Still, without seeing anything connected
No one's gonna say gravity? Really?
to it,
Gravity
the movement
pid.
feels unsettling
Gravity
regardless.
pitted.
Whatever caused it, watching a doll move on its own is the kind of thing that sticks with you. And this clip is definitely
Gravity-ted.
enough to make anyone think twice before leaving one sitting
What'd you
in
just
the
call me?
room.
Maybe it's alive. 1. Okay, this is gonna be the last one, chat.
This final video comes from a TikTok user known
Okay, good,
as
it's this way.
Imul
I was like, what is Hermes doing on?
WBT9CW.
I still can't find my fucking remote, chat. I've been missing my living room remote for easily 5 days now, and it's not where Hermes usually hides things. I have not found it. So either it no clipped into the back rooms, or someone stole my remote.
Who shared footage recorded on her home security camera in the middle of the night. In the video, she is recording her screen as the security footage plays back.
No, I would have found pieces of it if he had ate it. He usually doesn't eat things like that. Like, it's usually not like it's gone. I would find pieces. I would find at least half of it, like not, you know. He's a gnar. He's not an eater, you know. He'll gnaw something to smithereens. He'll make it so it's inoperable. But I would still find the remote, you know.
At first, she mentions she thought there might be coyotes wandering around her property, but as the footage continues, she quickly realizes whatever's outside doesn't look like coyotes at all.
All right, let's see it. Bigfoot?
What is that?
What is what? That thing in the corner?
Probably that coyote.
Right there. What the heck?
Oh yeah, no, fuck that, actually. That's a human, but like,
No.
I don't like it. No. No. I don't like it.
That's not a coyote.
I don't like it. I don't like it. That's definitely a person, but I don't like that either.
Where's the dog? You better go now.
Why is it moving like that? I really don't like that. Because that's in your backyard. That's a person, but I don't like it.
Where's the dog?
Yeah, get your dog.
Where's the dog? Why is she in her freaking pen? What the?
No, the running? Actually, fuck that. No. No, I don't like that at all. I don't like it. If it's a human, I don't like it. If it's a cryptid, I really don't like it. But humans also scale me. So, the running is crazy.
Oh my god. Okay, so it came back.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
What the hell?
So, this thing is outside your house while you're inside watching this footage. Is that at the door?
And the dog's just staring.
No, because fuck that. Where is it going? I don't like that at all.
Oh my god. I don't know. I don't know.
Throughout the video, a strange, pale, humanoid-looking figure
Ugh.
can be seen moving around the property.
It's so creepy.
It
It's
walks
so. It's
unnaturally,
probably fake.
lingering in certain areas as if it's exploring its surroundings.
I really don't like
the longer
it.
you watch, the more unsettling it becomes. At around the 2 and 3 minute marks, the creature suddenly runs off, disappearing into the
The
darkness.
sprinting is crazy.
It almost feels like it noticed
I
it was
really don't
being
like
watched,
it.
or
I
maybe
really don't
was
like it.
startled.
I don't know if it. I'm not saying it's real. I'm saying whatever, human or otherwise. I don't like it. I really don't like it.
By something else entirely. Seeing something like this roaming around your property while
It's the very because this is very robotic, chat. This
you're
part is
asleep
very
is enough
robotic.
to make anyone uneasy. Some believe this could be footage of an unknown creature, possibly something cryptid-like, caught briefly.
But also here, that angle, it looked like someone in a suit.
The
I
uncommon
don't like it. I don't care what it is. Get off my land. I don't care what it is. I don't like it. Also, why is your dog outside if you think coyotes are coming on your property? What are we doing? I don't like it.
camera. Others think it could be
As
a
someone whose dog was killed by coyotes, do not.
person or animal.
Yeah, see, it coming to the house is really creepy. Because if a person did this, I'm getting a gun, okay? Like, I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't care if there's a window there. Why is it right at my wall? That's so creepy. I don't like it. I really don't like it.
Appearing distorted due to night vision.
This and that dude who passed out in an abandoned textile mill. Yeah, dude, that was crazy. That one was crazy. A dude got knocked out while doing like a ghost hunt alone, urban exploring chat, and was unconscious for, I kid you not, 10 fucking minutes. And like there was movement in the textile mill while he was unconscious because his cameras were rolling. And like he put the footage in. And it was like, yeah, you were dumb for doing this with respectfully. You should not do this alone. That's crazy. He was just out for 10 minutes.
Vision and camera processing. Still, the pale appearance
The running is
and
horrifying.
strange movement make it difficult to confidently identify.
'Cause no.
Either way, This is not the kind of footage you want to wake up to on your security system.
Absolutely not. Jesus, I hate it. I hate it so much. That's a good number one. That's a good final clip. Okay, that's it. We're done. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you guys have to sit with that footage now. All right, let's see. Rating Nandre. Let's see. Copy. Have fun with Nandre. I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow. I'm not certain because I'm taking my dad to dinner for his birthday. So we'll see. I might go live tomorrow because tomorrow's a video day. But regardless, we'll get a video tomorrow. Bye. Have fun. Bye, YouTube.